Hello there, everybody, and welcome once again to ELO Hell, the Get Good tournament where players get good or they don't. Really depends on the situation here. I'm joined today. I'm obviously Rudy, the TG. Don't ask what the TG stands for. I am here joined today by the man, the myth, the legend. We have Myth OBS here on the cast. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Rudy. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well, thank you.
I'm
How are
gl-
you?
Doing good. When you texted me this morning, we originally had this set up with another person. And when you texted me and you said, you know what, Rudy, I know you're doing this gig with another person, but by God, I really want to do this cast with you right now. Can you just like kick the other person out of here? Just, get him off the face of the earth. And I said, you know what? I can do this. I can do that for you if you really are truly that desperate to be on broadcast. But hey, you know what? We're here. We're rolling with the punches. So
Yeah, you got me
today,
filling in with the caster, and then you filling in as a play-by-play as the first time.
I mean,
So
we didn't have to
exciting
give
for us
that
both.
information out. I wanted it to be a secret.
No, no,
Now they're gonna
no.
notice my scuffed performance. What are you doing to me?
We gotta
but
settle the expectations.
yeah. But here today, that's not the main focus we have here today. The main focus is obviously going to be on the two teams we have here set up in the lobby right now. It is going to be the LavaLillies versus Dead Pixel. You can see the two sides right here. On the right side, we have LavaLillies with their starting lineup. Lisa Satania on the DPS duo. Winner Blood Bunny going to be on the tanks, and then Ryu and Floofmoth on the support line. And I believe they're playing with a couple of ringers today, which is going to be interesting to see
Yep.
what they do with that. And then on the side of Dead Pixel, Saitos and I Am Noob on the DPS, Braun, Fan, and Astral on the tanks, and then the OG Braun himself, who has the fan, and then Young going to be on the support lineup. And this game is actually going to be pretty exciting. We're going to be starting off on Oasis here. Both of these teams are going to be 2-4 actually heading into playoffs. This is the last week of Swiss stage games, and both of these teams are going to be fighting for that chance to get an even score line to try to make it into the overall playoffs that are happening next week. What do you think about what's going to be going on here in map number one, Myth?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty huge. It's gonna be high stakes for sure going into this first map. Both teams need at least one win, maybe even two, to even qualify for playoffs. So it's gonna be tight between them both. Maybe quite cagey to begin with. Um, it all depends what map, I think. If it's university, then I think we're going to see some fast brawl.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, hopefully, I'm not wanting to see some dive.
Yeah, dive's always a possibility, especially when you go into kind of roads with the big circle and marketplace and stuff like that. But if it is university, yeah, I would expect to see some BAP rush, definitely for sure. It
Love to
just
see it.
depends. Control is always that kind of uh, that map where there's always going to be kind of the weird, funky compositions going out, and then the rest of the series kind of follows a pattern after that. But like teams really do seem to have different compositions going into control more than often.
Yeah, especially on Oasis too. On City Center, you can really play anything.
Yeah, that
You
is
can take
a
high ground with a rush comp, or you can sit back and wait for the dive. And I don't know. It's a very varied map.
yeah, or you can just be the wrecking ball and be continuously contesting point while the enemy team tries to chase you down, but they don't have speed boost, so they can't catch you. Oh God, City Center is a map that I have some qualms with, but it's not going to be City Center to start things off. It is going to be uh, which one is this one? This is Gardens.
Gardens, yeah.
I'm not
So
sure the name of this one, but it's the one that has the high grounds where you have the point at the bottom and you have this high platform that you can access through the stairs here, which means a lot of variety. Most teams would like to play either dive or rush or even some bunker on this one.
yeah, like I said, this is a no for the variety too. Dead Pixels deciding to come out with some brawl. LavaLillies deciding to go for their dive. It's interesting to see. I like to see the variety in control maps.
Yes, for sure. And we are going to be starting here in just five or not. We're going to be going with the pause, but it's okay. We can talk a little bit more about the compositional differences. One thing is that Lava Lilies isn't just going for traditional dive; they are actually going with the rush style of dive with the Lucio
Hmm.
Moira, which centers a lot more on keeping your Winston alive basically at all times, trying to get that cleave damage in while either your Reaper player or your Tracer is kind of hunting down for the kills. But it really is sort of an all or nothing composition, while the traditional brawl that we're seeing on the side of Dead Pixel with like Baptiste, Lucio, Ryan is a bit more centered. It can kind of play back a little bit. So it is going to be definitely on Lava Lilies to be the first aggressors.
And they're running the Tracer instead of the Reaper. The Tracer needs to play well and needs to be able to get in that efficient damage where it counts. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to get enough value or enough damage done to be able to get those kills on that high sustain rush comp. Um, so it's all going to be down to how that Sombra and the Tracer play together.
Yeah, for sure. Tracer Sombra, one of the best DPS duos or DPS pairings we have in Overwatch right now. It's just so powerful with the Sombra EMP able to make some magic happen. Was Dead Pixel running a Sombra? Did you see their composition? Because I couldn't
Yeah,
catch.
they were running Sombra Tracer. Oh, sorry,
Okay,
Dead Pixel. Yeah. I didn't catch it.
I didn't catch it.
I
We'll
know
see when
Lava
we get
Lilies were.
back into game. We have a pause here coming out because one of the players I think needs to is having some technical difficulties, and we can work on our own technical difficulties as well. Just a good pause for everybody actually coming in here. Um,
It builds suspense, right?
yeah, definitely it builds suspense. I mean, this is such a big fight for both of these, a big game coming in for both of these teams. I mean, both of them are kind of on the cusp of qualifying for playoffs, which is what they've been kind of playing these past 5 6 weeks for. And now this last week is going to be like their one chance to get in. So definitely some nerves might be coming out for both of these teams. Well, I mean,
I
it's
know I'd be
crazy.
nervous as a player going into this game. And the thing is, once you're in playoffs, anything can happen. Even if you have the worst um, history and the worst like results from the Swiss, you can go into the playoffs and win it all very
Oh,
easily. If
oh,
you,
for
as long as you
sure.
have confidence and and you have the ability, then it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, and these teams both have wins on the map, so obviously they know how to win map. They know how to win matches, and they probably have had some pretty close games in the past that they've also wanted to win, but just couldn't pull through all the way. But I mean, yeah, going into playoffs, I mean, it's just a seed number at the end of the day. If you get in at the very last seed, you can definitely make a run. I don't even think there's a loser bracket until you play the. Actually, no, I think there is a losers bracket coming going into it, or I'm not sure if it's double elimination for teams that go into the playoffs if they start in losers bracket, or if every team's plays in the winners bracket first. Unfortunately, I don't have the handy dandy notebook, the rule book in front of me right
Oh, if it's
now.
single limb or double limb,
Well, it is double
I
elimination, but
it's
I'm not
double
sure if
limb. Yeah.
if teams that have a lower seed play in the lower bracket, which is somehow some sports do it. There we go. I found the words there eventually. Yeah, I'm gonna be play by play, by the way. That's gonna be
Yeah. So
interesting to see.
they will be seeded into the lower bracket.
Okay, so
Uh,
yeah, so these
yeah.
teams will be seated in the lower bracket. But hey, I mean, it's one loss.
Yeah.
Just
It
don't
doesn't matter.
lose. Just don't lose. Five
Exactly.
head.
Exactly. Right. Like every team apart from one other team is gonna lose at some point. So
Exactly. You just have to be the team that doesn't by
exactly. Just
any
win all your
means
games. Easy.
necessary.
Get good,
By
may I say.
any means necessary. Yeah. I mean, this is a competition that's all about it's all about improving your skill set with your team and also your individual skill set as well. I mean, some of these players are really close to 4.0 and plus. Like they could be in grandmaster very easily if they had a bit more time. So I mean, these are
Yeah,
players
I'm
that are
sure
definitely among the best of the best.
some of them probably are at 4.0 right now, since they used the
Probably.
previous season history for the tournament. Um,
Probably, and I hope so. It'll be great for them if they want to play in expert next division, if next season if they want to play in the expert division. We are going to be going to a quick little break while we sort out sort of the what's going on behind the scenes, but we will be back. Don't worry, you will get to see my beautiful play-by-play casting skills. It's going to be beautiful. I can tell you that already.
I'm
Be back in a
excited.
little bit.
I know the story of your life through winter storms and summer skies. There was a time when you were young and free. So let's go back to the beaches where I always make you laugh, to the forest where we found a hidden path, to the summertime of 2005, when we were still alive, when we were still alive. When we were still alive. When we were still alive. So let's go back to the beaches where I always make you laugh, to the forest where we found a hidden path, to the summertime of 2005, when we were still alive, when we were still alive. 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 There you go again, looking so handsome. Oh, you have your way, and it's making me weaken. You and your stardust, walking like that. It's really getting too much, but I can't pull back. Though I try to resist, I can't fight this. And no one makes me feel like you do. And no one sets my body on fire. And no one gives me shivers like you. Oh, no one does it better. How I try to sleep, but you're deep in my mind. Got a hold of me. When I'm awake, I'm all blind. You and your magic, like infinite power. God knows I try to resist, but you're pulling me closer. Oh, I gotta stay away, but you won't let me. No one makes me feel like you do. And no one sets my body on fire. And no one gives me shivers like you. Oh, no one does it better. One more wine, one more whiskey, and we just kept the car in park and dim the headlights so we see the stars. Let them tell us where we should start. And I'm scared as hell because there's no way to know how this goes. But I can't help but say I promise to give you my all. But it might break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me down. I won't let you down. But it might break me, break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me down. It might break me. It might break me. It might break me. It might break me down. But it might break me. It might break me. It might break me. It might break me down. But it might break me. The sight of you, it makes me dizzy. And when you're gone, I miss your face. Tonight I'll meet you in our favorite place. And just can't let this wait one more day. But I'm scared as hell, and there's just no way to know how this goes. And I can't help but say, trusting why you are so beautiful. But it might break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me down. I won't let you down. But it might break me, break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me down. But it might break me. It might break me. It might break me. It might break me down. But it might break me. But it might break me, break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me down. It might break me.
Sorry. We're back. We're back. I think we're back. We're back, right? We're back. Myth, we're back.
I think we're back. I
Okay.
think we're back.
Okay.
Let me
Had
double check.
a bit of a.
We're back. We're back.
Almost went into a comatose there. Sorry. We're back, everybody. We're actually gonna play the game. Overwatch is available to play. Wasn't we're technical difficulties ran on for a little bit long, but you know what? We roll with it. We roll
We're
with a lot
ready.
of things today, and I believe we just need to get the lobby ready now. We're gonna be going into the first map here in Oasis. I don't know. They might unpause the game, or they might just start the map over. To be
I
perfectly
would
honest,
have
they
thought
could do
they would
either
have.
way.
I would have thought they would just resume the game, so they don't like change maps.
That's true. Yeah, both of these teams have already had their composition selected, and yep,
Oh,
here
we
we
go.
go. Actually, all right. So, like we said,
Main
LavaLillies is going to be
McCree.
running the Winston Rush, while Dead Pixel actually with the May McCree on the Rush. All right, Bear to be opening a little bit of damage here, trying to find a little bit of damage. Cannon, but oh my God, a huge loop from Sawyer, absolutely demolishes any sort of advantage that Dead Pixel has with that first pick, and now with their main healers still available, I mean, that is just a major advantage here.
Who needs DPS when you have a Lucio? Just stand on the edge of the cliff and that's it. The whole team can go over.
Yeah,
But,
Lucio players are
Ron has got shadow.
yes,
Pick up two.
massive shatter on Spare. Is there for the very good job popping the coalesce now that is on the back burner. I am new goes down, unfortunately didn't have that icicle shield up, and now Bear and the rest of Lava back by the amplification matrix, but Bear still has final range to pop at any moment. All right, but the Deadeye comes out. The rest of the denies them the Deadeye. No skills from PA. Cowboy now back on the fence. In their favor. Kind of throws out. They were hiding the entire time, just up their sleeves, trying to finish off without it. Oh my gosh, Sog almost gets that pick onto the remaking Diva. Not making it, but at least it does go down, however.
Oh no, not another pause. We're
Oh,
sorry,
gosh.
people.
Do I have to get the pillow out again? Do I have to get the pillow out again? Because I will do it.
I would do it. Either way, the dead pixels just weren't allowed onto point. That was such a good hold by LavaLillies. They everything the dead pixel threw at them, the pulse bomb, the shatter, the window, the what else? Beat. They initiated with beat even, and they couldn't get onto point. LavaLillies just did such a good job at holding that choke. Even with like the monkey primal rage, they just didn't give them an inch of space. And I think LavaLillies were definitely playing the more aggressive game there, keeping them back.
Yeah, for sure. You could definitely tell that Dead Pixels was having a lot of trouble getting onto the point, and just the ult rotation coming in from LavaLillies in order to just keep putting pressure on Dead Pixel. What Dead Pixel really needed was a chance that they could pop all their ultimates at once, but they just weren't given the chance because they just kept getting pushed back with the aggression coming in from LavaLillies. So they're doing a great job here. But Bear goes down in the middle of that. That pause might have given them an advantage to try to come in here. I Am Noob switched over to the Torbjorn.
High ground pull.
To try to find some value here. And now with the amplification matrix, might find some damage. I mean, Blood Bunny goes down as well here. But Braun and oh my gosh, Braun and Side both go down. This is an even fight so far. I Am Noob trying to make things right. Moira going down is a huge source of healing gone, but then I Am Noob goes down in response. Sawyer putting in massive work here on the Lucio, and now once again we see LavaLillies tearing them apart, holding them back. Braun fan on the wrecking ball, and he just gets knocked down. Braun isn't able to find any value whatsoever. Lisa on the Reaper trying to find the pick onto Braun fan, and they will capture this point 100-0. That was a pretty dominant showing.
Yeah, that was really well played. Like every time that I saw the dead pixels were about to have the advantage in the fight, LavaLillies just got 1 or 2 picks and turned the fight the other way. They completely swung it. They were playing really, really well and like getting the picks when it mattered. Dead Pixel just weren't able to follow through on those initial picks that they were getting.
Yes, for sure, and I think that just goes to show the power of the composition they were playing with. But now they're going to be switching things up a little bit. LavaLillies is going to be matching on the Reinhardt rush of their own with the Cowboy and the May pick. Saj is going to be sticking on with the oh no, actually they're going to be going on to the Cowboy as well. I am going to be on the Reaper too, so this will be interesting to see how they can contest. Yeah, Reaper McCree can be interesting to see how they can contest with May. But right now, looks like LavaLillies have the more forward position here. The amplification matrix has already been used by Dead Pixel, so that's a tool that they're no longer going to have for this upcoming team fight. Braun, under a lot of pressure, gets frozen by the May for Satania, but thankfully the appeal for his team is there. He's able to hide behind the wall. And yeah, they haven't really been able to get onto point. The wall is actually going to block off Braun Fan. And yeah, he's just going to go down like that. And I think it's just a matter of time they get the points, and they're just going to go ahead and try to aggress on the rest of the team.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The difference between the May and the Reaper in this comp. The May is just putting constant pressure on that shield, while the Reaper can do damage onto the shield, but really it's not as much, because that damage can be healed up by the like the enemy Baptiste when you drop the shield. And the May is just so much more dangerous because of that wall.
Yeah, we see
so much more
both walls.
utility.
Yeah, both walls actually come out here to try to catch somebody out. Ooh, Sawyer goes down with the fire strike. That's pretty good. But I Am Noob goes down as well. Not sure who that shatter was gonna catch there, but you know, they pop it anyways. Deadeye available for Saj here. They might want to try to go for a flank wrap, but the wall is gonna separate him and them and the rest of their team, and Bronfan gonna go down once again. They're just getting picked off by Lisa on the back burner here.
Yeah, another really intelligent wall by Satania. They completely cut off Bronfan away from their team. The McCree on Dead Pixels could have gone for the flank, but I think at that point in the fight it was already gone, and the fight was already lost.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
probably
But
a good idea to save it.
yeah, they're coming back into this really quickly. They definitely want to be the aggressor here. They want to try to get some type of advantage, but unfortunately Saj goes down. I think due to just the swing damage from Bear, they know exactly when to swing and when to hold up their shield, which is really the key here in this Reinhardt mirror match. And once again, Dead Pixel has to walk back, has to reassess. They've only got 5% left to try to touch the
One
points
fight
here.
left.
One fight left. Is this going
Bomb
to
coming in?
Try to go in with the bomb. Is anybody going to be able to touch? Actually, I think. Oh, I might have been reading the time wrong. They do have a little bit more time than just that. Mouth goes down. This is their best shot yet. Amplification matrix down. They want to win this team fight right here, right now. They need to invest anything and everything, and it's Dead Pixel's job, or actually no, LavaLillies' job now as the losing team. Try to get as much ultimates out of them as they possibly can. Yep, they get the Deadeye out as well. Might have been a bit of a waste here, but hey, when you're on the back burner and you need to win this team fight, you're gonna throw everything in the kitchen sink there.
Everything and the kitchen sink. LavaLillies coming up with the Diva Bomb here, and is that enough to turn the whole fight? I personally don't think so, but it's going to be a close fight, pretty much just in the neutral game here. Both teams basically used everything in that fight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, LavaLillies have a lot of time to build up ultimates of their own. They're really in no rush whatsoever. They have the entirety of it. But Satania, I mean, going to catch onto Satania right there, which means that, okay, you just want to poke now. You don't want to lose any more members. You just want to kind of stick around, poke, not really aggress anymore. Try to get some ultimate damage in. Floofmouth almost to this amplification matrix, and Bear is about 60% of the way towards their shatter. You got time. You got a little bit of time. Your main objective here is to try to ooh, huge wall actually breaking Bear off the rest of their team, but the immortality field is there to
the team
save
came
them.
in clutch, break through that wall.
Shatter
Comes out from Bear.
All right. Saj goes down here. This might be a pretty good chance, but the Astral Diva combo, the ultimate, gets Blood Bunny. So now you're down an op tank. You're down a lot of defense for your Reinhardt, unfortunately, and I think it's going to be time for them to retreat once more. All right, you got maybe 1 or 2 fights left, depending on how fast you can aggress. You only got 20% left to engage, but you have some tools now. Definitely the Deadeye and the Blizzard both coming out here.
Yeah, for both teams as well, and a beat for backup for both teams. Pretty much the same for both, so it should be interesting to see what they come out with. I think it's all going to come down to the wall and the wall placement.
Well, there is a wall coming out. It's actually going to catch the Deadeye out. Not going to be able to take advantage of that. And the Shatter,
huge
response, they knew exactly when to drop that. The rest of the team was just down for the count. And Dead Pixel, they've managed to come back from that extremely exhausting condition there. They managed to tear their way through. Some great play in the latter half of that round, and they will secure round number 2.
Yeah, 99-0, and they come back. Wow, that was a really good fight. They needed to come back there. Just come on and say, we're not going to lose this control map laying down. We're not going to, like, let you roll all over us. Picking the wrecking ball now.
Yeah, picking the
But they did a really, really good job coming back through that. And as soon as he saw that break in the wall, he pressed that Q button and got that shatter off. And I don't think that LavaLillies were expecting it.
Yeah, they definitely were not. Peekaboo Rhine being played here. Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be a Rhine coming out on this third map. It is going to be Town Center, City Center. Both teams are going to be looking to do the Winston this time.
Yeah, normally the better pick on City Center, but you can never tell. I think it also comes down to what you prefer to play as a conference team. Both fighting for high ground.
Yeah, both of these teams on the high ground. Bronfan is going to be dropping down because they're getting a little bit of pressure going their way. LavaLillies are not playing the rush style. They're playing the kind of poke-centered composition with the Ana and the Brig, which means they're really going to be focusing a lot more on poke, while Dead Pixel are going to be trying to rush in as much as they can with this Reaper Sombra combination here. And they have they're kind of on the back burner right now, waiting to get that opportunity to dive. A lot of their members are low, but that's, you know what, that's just a lot of ult charge for Young here, almost on their way to a coalescence here. And now ultimates are going to be
same with Spookmoth as well, being about 90% coming up to that nano.
So it is going to be that coalescence versus the nano then. And both of these ultimates actually get popped as soon as they can, but Blood Bunny gets demeched really early on. Bronfman goes down to the primal on the side of Bear, just manages to catch that before Bear did, and now Astral's going to be demeched as well. So far, LavaLillies have the advantage here, and they have the Soldier being able to run around and provide sort of that poke damage as well. They're not being contested that much, and they actually do manage to flip the points much before that round, before that fight even began.
Yeah, it adds for that extra mobility just to get away from the Dead Pixel's rush comp, which is kind of a good pick instead of something with maybe with a bit more CC. At least he was able to just move around the high ground and move around the flanks and keep space away from the Dead Pixel. Oh, it's good stick from Satani onto Bronfan here. Taking down to low damage when he goes to the high ground, and he gets melted.
Yeah, the beat was there to try to help them, but unfortunately they still only had about half health when they went in for the dive. And now Dead Pixel down 2 members. All right, just try to build up a couple of ultimates here. IamNoob actually switched over to the Sombra themselves to try to, or no, actually no, they used the no, sorry. They are a bit of a ways towards that EMP. Never mind. They switched. They're switching. So they wanna try to contest the Soldier that's on the enemy team here. But they're gonna be slowly coming back from spawn. But now LavaLillies have all of these ultimates.
The bomb comes in without the whole team being there, and without the whole team being ready. Then Bronfan goes down, and they commit coalescence. I think this is just a whole big mistake from Dead Pixel here. Pretty much just throwing them out. I know they need to get on point, but they could have waited like a few more seconds. Bluesmoth's coming up to that nano is pretty much going to be all red on this map.
Yeah, definitely might have been some aggression, jitters coming in from the side of Dead Pixel, but they will not be touching the point. Actually, they could potentially get a stall here with the Wrecking Ball in play. If LavaLillies aren't careful still, they could definitely see some stuff. But you got both Nano and Diva Bomb on the side of LavaLillies here. You can easily win out the team fight if you're smart enough, and it looks like they're doing exactly that. Round goes over to LavaLillies with kind of a back and forth on all 3 maps.
Yeah, definitely. And it was pretty close all throughout. LavaLillies looking like they had the advantage. but Dead Pixel definitely weren't looking terrible themselves, and I think they can take some solace from that from this map loss. That they do have a chance in this game, so they weren't completely wrecked.
Yeah, for sure. I think they felt more, Dead Pixel felt more comfortable on sort of that Reinhardt mirror matchup. So we'll be definitely looking out for those in case, we go to maps such as King's Row or Ike that sort of favor the Russian mirror composition.
And
But
it
for
is Dead
now,
Pixel's map choice, so
it is Dead Pixel's map choice moving forward. And actually, we got some stats here on the side of LavaLillies. We got the one and only Satania. They were putting in work on that tracer. You see 33% weapon accuracy, only one death. I believe they were
that
only
is
on the tracer
impressive.
for one round. I think that was the first round where they just absolutely wrecked Dead Pixel. And I don't even think Bear or the tanks got a single death in that match. But yeah, definitely Satania putting in work on that tracer.
Yeah, Titania was playing really, really well throughout the whole map. Playing, they played May, right? On University 2. They were coming out with some.
They were both playing like the May mirror matchup with like Cowboy, I believe, and Reaper. Actually, no, they switched off of a Reaper because it was not working for them, and they kind of came back on the mirror matchup with Dead Pixel then. But we were talking about actually how they might go to a map that favors that Rhine mirror matchup more, and actually the next map is going to be Dead Pixel picking the infamous King's Row, the Scrims Row, going to be coming out here on the side of the hybrid map pick.
Probably the most played map ever in Overwatch tournament history. I would guess everyone just picked it, right?
I would imagine, yeah, definitely for sure.
Unwritten rule of Overwatch: just pick King's Row.
Exactly. I mean, if you don't pick this in a scrim, then what are you even scrimming for? There's just no point. But
you lose all your scrim bucks if you don't pick King's Row.
Exactly. I mean, it's kind of like it's just kind of like this thing where you have to be good at rush. You can't not be good at rush. It's like the most common composition, and King's Row definitely is the better map in terms of that. But it is going to be Lilies on defense first. So Dead Pixel, not only do they want to play King's Row, they also want to play attack first, which is always a good side to pick first. I mean, you get to set the tempo for yourself. You get to kind of set and you get to set a goal for yourself as well in order to try to finish it on round number 2 when you are on defense. So we're going to be going into King's Row. What do you expect to see here, Myth, judging by what happened in map number 1?
Well, I think we definitely both expect to see like mirror rush, right? But I think it's going to be a lot closer than map 1. Dead Pixel looked very, very comfortable on the Brawl. Less so on Gardens on... Is it Gardens on Oasis? I don't know. Either way.
It was something like that.
Even though they didn't look as comfortable then, now we saw the mirror matchup of Rush in University. I think they played pretty well, and it was pretty close. So I think it's going to be a lot closer in King's Row than it was in Oasis.
I mean, yeah, they went 99 and 99 on that map, so definitely very close there. But yeah, definitely for sure, this could be a very close map as well. I mean, I've seen some funky stuff ran on King's Row in this tournament. Almost every single team has gone to King's Row that I've casted here in this tournament.
Yep.
And I've seen some funky stuff. I saw both teams come out with an Orisa Zarya on one of the rounds, and I was just
wow.
I was fuming, and I was confused, and I was just, all of the emotions were flooding into me on that map. But looks like that won't be the case here. Thankfully, we will see LavaLillies going with the rush. They're going to be going with a Hanzo on the defense here instead of the Cowboy, which I think is really good in terms of just pressuring shield. Storm arrows is obviously going to be really good for that, and also gathering information as well. And then also, obviously, Hanzo just has so many tools at his disposal to help him get around with mobility and stuff like that. So, but it's just going to be
you lose that flashbang though.
You do lose flashbang, which is the number one reason you would pick McCree, I would say.
Yeah.
A Bronze
the
shield
come out
is so low.
Yeah, they're gonna have to back up here.
DM not going to be enough here. Actually, Astral just gets punished here. They get demech'd, unfortunately, because of the aggression coming out. I think this is the result of that Hanzo play, just pressuring the shield, and now they're taking the off angle because they don't have to worry about sort of the diva kind of DMing all their shots. Now they can just focus on trying to get the one-shot picks. Astral is actually going to be going back to spawn to reset here.
Yeah, and I think Lisa playing that Hanzo pick, shooting off at the off angle, which they can play at because they have that mobility, is doing that extra damage, which took out that diva from winning that fight.
Loof trying desperately to build up their window before Yang is. Titania has to commit the ice block in order to stay survived, but Braun Fan goes down because the window was popped right before, and now once again Dead Pixel going to be on the back burner here. Lisa getting a nice little headshot play to pop off that that may send them back to the spawn room. And now look at this, you got your dragon arrows online now, and you got your shatter, which could be a potentially massive combo, or even the blizzard as well. You can throw that in there as well. You've got a lot of stuff to work with now.
Yeah, for both teams for sure as well. It's going to be more an interesting fight here of how they're going to use ultimates. I think it's all going to come down to the shadow. Ooh, and he misses. The wall comes up.
But Yang gets caught out, unfortunately. Right after they use that Amp Matrix, they get caught out by the dragons there, and that's your main source of healing. So I am Noob Dude going to be trying desperately. Oh, they're caught in the corner there.
Didn't escape.
And now also look at the ult charge from Lisa too. Now already 50% of the way to their next Dragon Strike. So this is some, you got some good ult cycling going in for LavaLillies here. They look fully in control. Yeah,
you would have thought they'll probably have it up this next fight, which is really, really impressive how they're gonna get. Astral should be eating more of their arrows.
Oh, look at this blizzard! It's so good. Oh, and the bomb thrown in there too, just to put the icing on the cake. It's only Saj that goes down, but it's enough to you might have wanted a little bit more of value coming in, but they have to back up anyway. So I guess
yeah, that's fine. It makes them back up. Yeah. And I think it just pressures them away back through a hotel, which basically makes them go back through the choke, which is what they want. Keep them as far away as possible, and so at least they can get all that damage in.
And also, they don't have to worry about the blizzard now too, or the Deadeye too, because they used that to try to make some room. Shatter comes in actually from Braun Fan, catches pretty much all of the members of LavaLillies. So that is going to be their go button. They press go and they win the team fight. So good pressing of the Q button right there from Braun Fan. They will manage to capture this first point.
Yeah, that was really good play. I really thought after that Dragons and they were trapped in that corner, that was game over for LavaLillies. Sorry, for Dead Pixel.
I could have sworn actually. Surprised.
And I thought one or two of them was cut off from the team, and LavaLillies could just push in and walk that fight. But they did a really good job of bringing that back.
Well, LavaLillies gonna try to get some aggression of their own. They definitely want to hold this point before it gets too ahead of the archway here, and they managed to pick 2, so that is a good team fight win for them. So now they have control over one of the best defensive points in the entire map, in my opinion. Got Lisa on the high ground, just poking in shots. Going to be potentially trying to find some headshots here and there, and they got ultimates to work with, like Beat and the Shatter. I Am Noob is going to be coming out with this blizzard. Let's see how they manage, and the window there potentially too from Yang. Diva Bomb going to be sent out to try to catch some people. Not going to be finding anybody, but the window right after that, and a Shatter of their own. Bear's just going to be showing Braun Fan how it's really done, but unfortunately not enough follow-up. Blizzard actually gets committed to try to salvage this fight. Dead Pixel are definitely not backing down just yet. They're throwing everything at the kitchen sink once again, but Yang goes down to a stray arrow, and once again they're going to just be running home Saji. Oh, it is just a beautiful thing to watch Hanzo arrows fly.
Lisa is hitting everything at the minute. Absolutely incredible. Look at that. 6,000 damage done.
36% weapon accuracy too, and it definitely helps when a bunch of those are headshots that can just no-clip you. It is crazy. They're going to be trying to go for a different rotation this time. Looks like Dead Pixel want to go up on the high ground, so definitely catching Lisa out here. All right, Deadeye gets popped, but they're not in a very optimal place to try to catch anybody. Blizzard actually catches the Lucio, but not really. But
Beat
oh,
comes
here,
out.
look at this. LavaLillies.
That should stabilize them.
Yeah, for sure. The pin as well to put in the massive damage. And now Dead Pixel once again on the run. Saji is actually going to be switching to the Hanzo of their own. They're tired. I mean, the Deadeye didn't even really get any value either, so probably the right pick
No.
here.
Yeah, and the thing is, on this point, and especially on defense, you can control that high ground. You can just get off those early headshots, and if you're lucky and good enough, you can just stop fights before they even begin.
Yeah, well, this Dragon Strike might stop this fight before it even begins. Okay, the Dead Pixel manages to evade it, but they're so low, they have to commit the beat right away. Bear's under a lot of pressure, has to back up here. The Immortality Field is saving him. Oh my god.
Oh!
Such a delayed shatter, but somehow still managed to get some of the players. Not enough follow-up, however, because they were kind of on the back burner there. But the damage is coming through once again. Not enough sustain on the side of Dead Pixel. And you've only got 5 seconds left. That was your last team fight. I don't think anybody's going to be able to touch the point here, so the cart will rest. Just
what even happened
after a first point. It was like he was up in the air because of
the
May wall. I think he might have gotten booped too, but I think he was just kind of falling back down after he got pushed up by the May wall. It was kind of funky. If we had replays, I would for sure put that on a replay. I don't think we don't, unfortunately, but man, that was.
I don't think Bronfan was like
impressive.
ready for that like delay for that shatter, and I think that's why half the team got shattered.
Yeah, they thought they patched that out of the game, right? With the newest patch that removed kind of the jump shatter. No, it's still there. You just got to have like 50 things go in your favor.
Maywall, Lucio Boop, all the other boops. It's still
all
gonna
the
happen.
boops. Just give them all the boops. All the boops in the
Reinhardt's
world.
still a buggy mess.
Ah, yeah, for sure. It's funny too, cause Shatter is such like a weird ultimate too, where sometimes you just swear you got that person that's on the cart. You could have sworn you got them with your Shatter too. That's why I say like Shatter is one of the worst ultimates in the game, just purely because it's so hard to land and get value out of these days.
Yeah, but both teams coming out with the Hanzo here, they kind of inspired by Saji's inspired by Lisa's pick and getting so much value out of it. So they're both going for the Hanzo instead of the McCree, which is interesting.
Also, I think we've been mispronouncing their name. I keep saying Saj. I think it's Shaitas is the actual pronunciation. I keep saying Saj just because I see the long name. I'm like, oh, how do I say that?
With the J, but isn't with an Asian name. That makes sense.
Yeah, something like that. But Lisa just gonna shut down Dead Pixel once again. They're on defense this time, which means it was kind of their impetus to try to hold back a little bit, but Lisa's shots don't discriminate. Satania is actually going to go down as well on the side of LavaLillies here, but Lisa. Another shot by Lisa. It's just too much. How do you stop this person? They're too powerful.
How are they still alive there? The whole of Dead Pixel just rushed onto her, and they just completely like collapse on, and they still survive.
Yeah, to be fair, the whole of Dead Pixel meant the people that were still alive that hadn't been killed by Lisa yet, which is like 2 people. All right, but Fluke is actually
and they had the peel from Sawyer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
From Sawyer.
Let's not forget about Sawyer too, putting in a lot of work. But Lisa just, I mean, they got the flashy plays, so you gotta root for them.
And to be honest, that was a great trade from Lisa there. It's such a long, further way back from Dead Pixels, so they're gonna be able to get through the arch.
Too.
Yep.
They got spawn advantage. Floof is just gonna be able to come back right here. I mean, it's practically like they never even died. And now,
similar ults coming on for both teams, but it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Bear with 2, Bear with 1, Lisa with another from the Dragon Strike.
And that is gonna be all she wrote, I believe, as they just clean up the rest of these peeps. Didn't have to even really commit the rest of their ultimates, and LavaLillies with a very comfortable showing here on King's Row, showing that they can hold their own in the Rhine Mirror just as well. It might have been a fluke what we saw there on map number 1, but yeah, definitely some good performances coming out from Lisa, Sawyer, and Bronfan.
Yeah, they're all playing really, really well. I think the whole team, the sustain seems better for LavaLillies. I think the issue with Dead Pixels is that they're aggressing pretty quickly. And when they do, they are just struggling to keep up with the sustain. I think they're just swinging a bit too hard. They're like going in a bit too quick. I think they need to slow their play down a little and work on not the basics, but staying alive a little bit longer in these fights.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's kind of hard when you got Hanzo raining down arrows from above and you're just getting killed. So I definitely get their frustration. Let's go ahead
Yep.
and take a look at some stats here. We got the Baptistes from both sides of the equation. They're both putting in a lot of healing for their team, which tells you that they're definitely both putting in a lot of work. But unfortunately, you see the impact here when it comes to kills and damage and stuff like that.
Yeah,
What's
the
your take on
Fleetfox is
this?
playing a much more aggressive than Young here. And I think that just kind of shows that where the difference is in the Baptiste play. In a modern day, Baptiste player needs to be doing both damage and healing to get that value out of it. But I guess like if your team is losing, you need to be focusing on the healing first. So I guess they were doing the right job. They needed to be sustaining more.
Yeah, you could also say that Floof had a lot more freedom to be able to put in damage because their team was on kind of the advantage for most of the time because they didn't have to worry about the damage coming in because obviously Lisa was just getting everything circles
Yeah.
back. I mean, when your Hanzo is just getting picks, it's like the Widowmaker effect, right? Where you're just the fight's done before it's even started.
Yeah,
but
so
we
you
will
can
be
clear
going,
up with the damage.
yes, but we will be going on a short little break here. Map number 3 is going to be right after this. We'll see if LavaLillies can finish out the series. I will see you guys then.
They did find Cucumber, but he's going to lift him.
Oh, Wolfgang gets caught right into that, and Speed is going to be
Oh,
able to follow
no.
up. Talk
You
about
let
jumping
him
over to the
do.
Doofus, talking about playing into the Doofus.
A manos de la bola. Ya son 3 las picks que conseguía el equipo de British Hurricane.
We need your help to decide our Opinion Outpost MVP of the match.
He's got a minute to kind of work some sort of pick against this Doc, and oh my good lord, they just got eviscerated. See? Oh!
He's not dead! Wait, now he's dead!
Holy cow, I've never seen someone get so aggressive.
Oh, catches their opponent outside of the building, and that is it.
It's Rocket League Wednesday on the High School Esports League home room. I am, as the kids say, vibing right now. This is just fumes for them while Pharaoh rips shot after shot after shot of the back of them.
Good wall towards site, but it's already been broken, so they can't even get that spike down trustedly. Camera over towards site, and again, it's getting all that information. Heapbot going absolutely massive!
Here in this map number 4 season, up on championship point, being up 2-1. Nifty dropped down to 19 HP. Joker with his M13 in hand is just trying to hold the angles.
I know the story of your life through winter storms and summer skies. There was a time when you were young and free. So let's go back to the There you go again, looking so handsome. Oh, you have your way, and it's making me weaken. You and your stardust, walking like that. It's really getting too much, but I can't pull back. Though I try to resist, I can't fight this. And no one makes me feel like you do. And no one
Cutting up from them. And then the Ana goes down after that, and it was just quick cleanup. Resignations and Witty Wave really clutching out in the DPS department for SM, and they've got first capture crossing 15%. Ultimate's coming up online already. You're going to have Deadeye, and look, we've got Grab Dragons available from SM.
Oh, they're gonna waste no time in committing it. The Graviton comes out. It was there, but it's not gonna get any.
So excited. Thank you so much, Cybjorn. Living up to the beautiful strats from Roar Esports. They're gonna go ahead and teleport directly onto the point. So they will be meeting them tantamount.
Nothing to try and eat it with, nothing to stave it off, no support ultimates. They've got a shatter. It might just have to be put in to keep the Bastion ult, but they don't care about this Bastion ult. They've got a Batiste!
Oh man, this is just nutty right now.
This is not something that you want to push in on, but it's going to be the bomb and the charge into Mansion Pixel at 3! All of the 3 that you want are Reinhardt, both of the supports, and this is the fight done already. Frost
Here it comes.
It does pull out the Transcendence, but the anti-mid gets...
Here comes back on the Doomfist, not hacked up by the EMP critically. Starjumper has the Deadeye, no hack this time around. Starjumper gonna clean up the fight, get 3, get the electric cowboy for dancing effect.
This might be the best map for that in all of Overwatch as we see the hook shot and
Bane with the silk thread shot, show it off.
Isn't gonna work well against the Ghost Confer. It's fine to but you're not gonna get through this.
I love watching teams that I haven't seen play before play. It's always thrilling.
Round 1.
It really is. It's wild cards. You know, it's something you don't get to see at the higher levels. You know, everybody's at least been seen usually at lower level matches. So this is always a fun experience.
Hello, we are back with the broadcast side matching. We are viewing this game from LavaLillies and Dead Pixel here in the advanced category of GitGud season, and LavaLillies up 2-0, and I think their chance of keeping their playoff dreams alive is looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, Dead Pixel are going to have to come back with something special from this if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. What do you think they need to do to come back into this?
That's a really interesting question. Well, we do know the next map going to be played here. Dead Pixel is choosing to go to Rialto, the Escort map pick. And honestly, if you would ask me after map number 1, I would have said Playmore Rush. But after the showing that they had from King's Row, I'm not so sure anymore. But, you know, maybe take your advice from, before we went on break, how you were talking about slowing the pace down a little bit, not getting too aggressive, because getting too aggressive can lead to making some mistakes. And especially when you got like a powerhouse like Lisa on the Hanzo, like we saw from the last map. I mean, it just went all totally their way in terms of just picks from Lisa. It was kind of nuts, to be honest with you.
Yeah, honestly, and I think Rialto is a really good map to slow it down. There are a lot of good positional points where you can play it. Like not like King's Row where there are like only certain corners. Well, I guess like it's the same on Rialto. There are certain corners that you want to be playing at, but those are ones where you can hold for much longer, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking exactly what you're thinking. Like the first corner that you come onto on first points, where you come past the 2 houses after you've already gone over the bridge, and then on second point after you've kind of made the 2 right turns off of on the house in the center, and then
On
you have the
stairs,
stairway
yeah.
on the defensive side, which is a really good hold. And you could also play different compositions too. If you don't want to be playing Reinhardt, you could also switch over to double shield, bunker, stuff like those, and maybe even a little bit of dive. Not sure how willing you are to be going into those compositions, but I mean, after map number 2, you might be more willing to. Kind of just depends on what Dead Pixel's game plan here is.
Yeah, even a Wrecking Ball can be really strong on Rialto. Wrecking Ball Sigma, I know it's not really meta at the minute, but they might still be able to pull it out and make it work. So they need to be doing something here, something different. Otherwise, I think LavaLillies have got this in the bag, and it's going to be an easy 3-0.
Yeah, for sure. Wrecking Ball, probably Sigma here if you're kind of more worried about the Hanzo spam coming in, but you know, we'll see. It is going to be LavaLillies on attack first, which you know, says to me that they kind of want to maybe slow the pace down, then maybe kind of try to go for more of this defensive bunker style on defense. And then when the second round comes in, hopefully get a good enough defense, maybe holding them on, you know, point number 1 or 2. And then when you're up on attack, you'll have a lot of you'll have a lot easier of a time attacking when you only have 1 or 2 points to capture.
Yeah, and I think what Dead Pixel need now is some sort of hold. They can't let it go all 3 points.
Yeah,
otherwise,
sure,
I think they don't really have a chance.
Yeah, that just puts way too much pressure on them. It's almost insane, and especially when you're on match point too. I mean, this is potentially the last map that could determine whether or not you go to playoffs. A lot right on the line here.
Interesting comps come out here though, especially from LavaLillies coming out on the attack. Lisa's starting off on that Widowmaker, and Satania choosing the Genji. Nope, Tracer with the double bubble coming out from.
Yeah, they might stick on this double bubble.
Supports. Yeah, double bubble's definitely a good comp for Rialto, point A and point B.
For
point
sure.
C less so, but you can still make it work. But double bubble works really well, especially if Dead Pixel was trying to play slow. It lets LavaLillies build that ult charge, build up that nano, and engage quickly.
Yeah, and it looks like they will be sticking on to a Satania. Going to be on the Echo roll potentially, so that's going to be for Shy. Oh my gosh, Shy Toss. There we go. I was trying to remember what their name was pronounced again. Shy Toss is going to be, you know, that's going to be their job on the soldier to try to pepper down the Echo whenever necessary. Lisa going to be switching over to the Hanzo again. So Dead Pixel's shivering in their boots looking at this Hanzo pick here as they, you know, go onto the first corner. Like we mentioned, this is, you know, one of the best defensive holds that you can take, especially when you're a rush composition. Bear going to be up on that high ground, poking in a little bit with the Tesla cannon, but, you know, Dead Pixel's not too worried about them just yet. It's really going to be, you know, Floof trying to build up that nano before Young can get the amplification matrix ready. And they've dropped it down, actually.
They are building it quite slowly, though. I would have thought that Bear and Titania would have been kind of taking a bit more poke here, so the Floof can be building up that nano a little bit quicker. But never mind. They get that initial pick. Titania on with that Echo beam.
I mean, he gets burned down. The immortality field from Yang was actually really early on in that fight, so they couldn't save anybody else. Okay, one more time, they're going to be using it. It's back off of cooldown, but your teammates are just continuously falling down. Braun trying to, you know, even the fight in some way, but they will go down eventually. But actually, Dead Pixel is actually getting some of the picks actually from their you know, I Am Noob and Saito, just kind of bringing it back there with their mechanical prowess. All right, so not bad from Dead Pixel. You can still continue to hold right here.
I Am Noob just sat on point and no one could deal with it. They just kept ice blocking and walling, rotating it, and they just weren't giving them any space to move that car forward.
Yeah, Mei is definitely one of the harder heroes to kind of dive onto and punish because she has so much sustain. And once again, we see Bear going down. They actually committed. Sawyer goes down as well. That's just a lot of time off the clock here for LavaLillies. But they will have Nano to engage with here, the Dragons, and also Coffee potentially as well. But you got a lot of ultimates on the side of Dead Pixel too.
Yeah, for sure. And they're building up the Graph Dragon slowly, and that is definitely going to be a fight win. There isn't really much they can do about it because they don't have a beat.
Shy Toss
At
goes
least
down
with the initial
early.
pick.
Yeah, I mean, once again with the initial pick, not going to be having that visor ready. Bear, it does go down before they can manage to get ultimate, but Blood Bunny is here with a vengeance. They got the charge, 84% and counting, and the copy coming in, just a rogue Brigitte running into the front line here. No cares in the world whatsoever. Grab here potentially could save, but it actually does get eaten by Astral. Kind of, preempted.
Yeah, a little bit telegraphed there from Blood Money, but it's okay. I don't think they need this to win. I think they're pushing forward.
Oh,
Saito!
The flank from Shy Toss, actually, okay, they do manage to trade it out, but it does manage to take Lisa out of the equation. And I think if you're Dead Pixel, you're very much liking your prospects now. If the carry is down. Wait a minute. Oh no, they get res. And once again, just off of the res, they manage to get a pick, and that is going to be first points. But a very good hold here from Dead Pixel.
Yeah, really good hold. 3.5 minutes. Definitely what they wanted from coming out from first. It's difficult to hold first all the time, but second gives you such a good opportunity fighting on stairs and fighting on this like catwalk up here, that I definitely think that if they keep playing like they did, that they'll be able to hold on second.
Yeah, and they're actually doing a really good thing. They've actually gone onto this high ground really fast here on the side of LavaLillies to try to stop some of the aggression coming out, maybe try to contest it a little bit. I mean, Bear's got this primal too, so they can kind of bully people however they see fit. They're going to pop it right now to try to get some, panic in the back line, panic at the disco. No disco available right now, but I mean, they will get out with their lives at least, and it does manage to separate the team a little bit. Astral is pretty low in terms of health, but they will get popped right back up, so a little bit of a cart presence was needed there, and a grab dragon combo coming in. I don't think there's going to be any immortality fields to save them from that one. It only catches Braun, however.
Yeah, I think that might be all they need though. Once Braun goes down, that's pretty much all they're shielding from controlling that high ground. They're gonna have to back up through archers, and they look like they're in trouble here for second point.
Yeah, 1 minute 30 on the clock. They got a little bit of time to come back in here. Yeah, the Wrecking Ball is a great pick here to try to contest points, and Wrecking Ball, huge anti from Floofmouth as well. Braun goes down, the D-Mech onto Astral, and it is probably going to be that for LavaLillies unless IamNoob can make magic happen on this Reaper, but unfortunately Side Toss is just backing up. They have to, they're under too much pressure, and that is going to be point number 2 captured. 2 minutes and 30 on the clock, however. All right, you're Dead Pixel, you need to get this back under control. Make sure that that third point is not captured.
Yeah, switch off that Wrecking Ball now. Yeah, good idea, good idea. You're going to be coming in at an ultimate disadvantage there, and you can't be staying on a less kind of meta pick for this part of the map.
Shy Toss has been sitting on this visor for a while now. They will get a chance to use it finally, but they're going to have to get into position to do it first. Bear, the grab comes in. Oh, and actually, no, not a grab, but just, all of them bunched up in that room. Shy Toss finally going to pop the visor, manages to get Sawyer, which is a good enough pick if you're popping the visor. But they will go down because of the. I mean, I think they just pushed forward a little too much, and now LavaLillies once again are on the aggressive side here. Oh my gosh, a Dragon's coming in, has to have them back up, and oh my gosh, it's just a bloodbath here from Blood.
Yeah, they're kind of staggering on now. Then the grab comes out, no immortality available, and that looks like it's going to be the fight.
Yeah, nobody
coming on back on the tracer, trying to contest, but not really being able to do much.
Yeah, the staggers were just too powerful here. 1 minute 14 on the clock for LavaLillies, which, considering the amount of time that they were held on first point, is pretty impressive. They weren't really challenged all that much on defense for the rest of that map.
Yeah, I think Bear pulling out that big primal rage on second, booping them all off the high ground and giving them a lot of space to push under archers on second, really cleared them up to set them up to win that point. I think they did a really good job on clearing up and following up after that.
Yeah, and I mean, immediately after he pops that primal, you got the grab dragon coming in as well to finish off Bronfan. I mean, it's just, what do you do at that point? You don't have immortality filled up because you probably used it for primal, to be honest.
Yeah, once your main tank is down, there's not much place to there's nowhere to really hide on this point, especially against an Echo flying up in the sky, and there's not many corners where you can hide. You got to back up behind archers, and that just gives LavaLillies a lot of room to push on.
Well, we see Dead Pixel coming out with an interesting composition here. LavaLillies sticking onto the double bubble worked pretty well for them, and they got the grab dragon for them as well. Dead Pixel on attack. They're going to be coming out with the bunker, which I thought they might come out with on defense, but it looks like they their main strategy was to put it out on attack. So definitely going to be really interesting to see how much value Lisa can get when they're up against 2 shields.
Yeah, probably not as much. I think maybe double shield is probably a good idea against an Echo and a Handler. It's going to be getting a lot less value, and I think the DPS is the thing that's giving them the most trouble.
Yeah, for sure. Floofmouth playing all the way back. Bronfan has actually moved all the way up to the high ground here, kind of unnoticed. So they will be contesting. Good anti, okay. Taps them, kind of hold back a little bit. Yeah, make them back up, and a huge pull from Bronfan actually manages. Astral finishes up those 2 kills, and that is a huge go button pushed on the side of Dead Pixel here. You got Braun traded out, but I mean, you still got the Baptiste up, so you're not too worried about dying. You just have to be a bit more careful here.
Yeah, and they're able to push around the corner, which is absolutely huge for Dead Pixel. This is putting them in such a good place to finish this first point.
Right. I'm starting to see why they picked the double shield composition now with that combo. It was pretty nice. Oh my gosh, Titania on that flank, however, manages to get Yong, and Braun goes down in response to that. So that's that's your support out of the way. I mean, that is just no chance for you. You got to back up, and Titania's just gonna clean up the rest of them with the ability that you press, and you just delete targets right then and there. No defense matrix needed. Melt him. Absolutely melt him.
And I think they did a really good job re-engaging there. It was kind of all or nothing, because if they would have died there, they would have pretty much lost the point. But now they can hold up on this first corner again, which is a lot more beneficial to LavaLillies.
And it's a lot harder to put on now because you're not moving on a cart. You're going to have to move forward yourself. And it's okay, so they're going to be doing the same thing. They're going to be going onto the high ground, which worked for them in the past. Is actually going to be there. Unfortunately, the bubble gets eaten, or no, I'm sorry, the pool gets eaten. And Titania goes down. Shaito manages to catch them.
Yeah, they're all hiding in the corner away from Bez, Primal Rage here. Bez doesn't really get much value, but he does slow them down quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the Bongo coming out as well manages to catch Blood Bunny. So now you got both of your tanks down bare on the back burner for now. So you get a little bit of a chance to push forward here. Titania looking for a copy, but you got so many ultimates on the side of Dead Pixel 2. Double support ultimates, and a dragon coming in from Ayam is going to be finishing off Floof before they could even manage to get a nano in. Another dragon is actually going to catch Yong, but I think... Actually, no, both of the supports are down for LavaLillies. But Yong is going to get the res on from Braun, and now it is just cleanup on the side of Dead Pixel. They got a similar hold onto them, but they managed to get first points.
Yeah, cleaning up on Io Riolta. They're just throwing themselves onto point, trying to knock down that time bank. Getting as close to 3 minutes as they can. I think they held pretty well there, LavaLillies. Still about a minute and 30 seconds on the clock, and I think they're in a good position to get a good defense on this point too.
Yeah, and if you're Dead Pixel, you're definitely thanking the stars that LavaLillies doesn't have any ultimates to work with. You got Copy and Window, both of which you can build up pretty easily. Taking high ground positioning here, but look at this, it's a little bit of a flank from Lisa here, putting in a little bit of pressure. I like it. Makes a lot of sense. Shaitos looking for
and
a
that
copy.
Window is going to build up the rest of the ults even quicker.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, they're going to be copying the Monkey see, Monkey do, but unfortunately they get slept, and I think that's going to be it for their copy. All right, I am Noob trying to find some arrows. They get, countered by the healing coming in from Sawyer. Bear just going to get popped right up, and Braun has too much pressure on him on the high ground. Will get rezzed up because of the Mercy. What a useful ability, I will say. And then Application Matrix finally coming out on the side of Young here, but is it too late? Bear is going to go down. Well, actually, no, they're going to pop the Primal.
Ooh.
Manages to get it just in time. Really good stuff from Bear, recognizing what they're able to do and what they're not able to do. And just a little bit of a dance.
Cliff. I'm going to count that Bron Fan boop as a boop, Bear. That was pretty good Primal tech.
Yeah, whenever I prop Primal, it's just I knock players into like somehow a better position than they already are in. So that's how you know I'm not a Winston player.
Yeah,
Actually,
boost the Reaper into your own backline to press Q. That's the best way.
It's going to be Shy Toss on the far here, actually. So, I mean, if you're not counting Lisa as a kind of a hit scan, Hanzo as a hit scan hero, it might work out in your favor here. Gonna be trying to look for some picks here while Bear's just kind of holding back, making sure that they can jump in when the rest of their team is low. A Dragon's popped out from I Am Noob to kind of counter the Dragons that came out from the side of Lisa here, and it's just an all-out brawl here as both teams are trying to go for positioning here. It seems like Deadpix are really set on trying to dislodge LavaLillies from this staircase, which, I mean, props to them. Yeah, they need to. Oh my gosh, the Graviton, the Flux actually gets canceled out by the sleep from Floof. Floof is just putting in so much damage with these antis in their sleeps this game, or in this map in particular. I Am Noob manages to catch out Bear. I don't think a Rez is going to be available. I don't know if it's in a good position here, but Saitosh goes down as well. Good thing for LavaLillies, I mean, good thing for Dead Pixel is that a lot of LavaLillies are pretty low. Heals are kind of scarce right now, and Bronfan is actually going to catch out Satania in this bottom portion of the house in the center, and now it's just going to be up to Shytoss finally making some moves here on the Pharah as well. And this is a long drawn out fight.
Diva Bomb. Neither team are playing very aggressive at all. They're kind of both like very low on HP and they're both playing very slow. But it is Dead Pixels who are moving up.
I mean, Dead Pixel have the advantage when it comes to sustain as well, because they got the double shield going on in their favor. Nano onto Blood Bunny to just contest the point, and it actually works, but Satania goes down as well. Satoshi they managed to get the trade onto each other, Shytoss and Elisa, so those are both of your carries down there. And now Bear
into overtime here.
It's desperately trying to build Primal. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get it. The sustain is there on the side of Dead Pixel, and they have a chance here if they can just manage to get Satania off of the Tracer, off of their cart. This is my cart, it's not yours. Get out of here. All right, you got a minute 30. You will be finishing with, you know, a lesser time bank. I think probably even in overtime potentially. I don't think there's any way you're gonna get this. Not
the only positive is just the only ultimate LavaLillies have is Sawyer's Valk, and I think it's all going to come down to how their Pixels use the ultimates and rotate them. They've got the ultimate advantage and they need to do something with it. Oh, Cytox coming out with the initial pick, huge.
Oh, but he goes down. Is the res going to be there? I'm not sure. Valk is available, so I think there is going to be res coming out on the side. But yeah, I mean, that's just a huge pick. Oh, that was huge onto Satania there, but unfortunately Cytoss goes down with no possibility of a res. Okay, they're going to be pushing in now. The res is going to be coming out for Blood Bunny, however. No pressure on them there, and the D-Mech, or the Remech as well, to kind of secure their position. Primal committed to try to keep them off the card, and it's working pretty well right now.
Dronfan goes low. In the corner, trapped east down. Grabbing him down. And they're all trapped in this one room.
Bear is so low. I'm surprised he stayed alive for that long, and it's just kind of a bloodbath coming out in that little hallway room right there. But LavaLillies have managed to secure. Is anybody even going to be able to touch the carts? Okay, Wrecking Ball does manage to get there. They get slept. It's okay. They're back on their feet. Shytoss goes down. However, no more res available for the side of Dead Pixel. I believe Valkyrie is online, however, so a bit more sustain for them. coming up right now. The Dragon Strike coming out, trying desperately to catch somebody because there's not really anybody. I mean, they could have potentially managed actually to combo that with the Flux, but not anymore. Bronfan is going to be taking on Lisa, who switched over to that McCree in response to the Wrecking Ball. There's just swaps going on all over the place. Blood Bunny gets 2 with the Diva Bomb. That's the best time to get a double with the Diva Bomb. Just in the middle of chaos is when you can usually find the value here. And now it's just a cleanup on the side of LavaLillies. They are going to be going up 3 and 4 in their overall record, and Dead Pixel unfortunately will not get the win today. LavaLillies gets a comfortable 3-0.
Yeah, GG's to Dead Pixel. I think they really came and shown what they were made of. Maybe the first 2 maps they just weren't playing up to their normal standard, but they're playing a lot better in that final game, in that final map.
Yeah, for sure. There was a bit of a, I think that was just a result of just the nerves coming in, both teams, one team wanting to end it while the other team trying desperately not to let it end. You know for sure that it was
exactly
hectic on both sides. But yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, LavaLillies was just the better team, and they managed to come out with the win, playing multiple compositions, not just the rush, but also the double bubble, and Wrecking Ball as well, I believe.
Yeah, Wrecking Ball and the dive with the monkey, the rush dive, and the sustain dive.
Yeah, for
I think
sure.
they played pretty well overall.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, on that last map in particular, when they were playing dive, Bear was putting in some work on that Winston. We saw a couple of their primals, you know, getting a lot of value out of those, making space, getting kills, what you got to do on the Winston. I mean, just some good stuff coming out from them.
Yeah, I think Bear really showed his technique on the Winston, playing really, really well throughout the whole series. But they go through to the next round.
Yes, sir. Yes,
probably,
sir.
Probably go through to playoffs.
Yeah,
I think they need to win the next game.
Probably.
But it's looking good for them, I think.
Yeah, if they win the next game, then their overall record will be at 4 and 4, and they'll probably have a pretty good shot of making it into the playoffs. Compared to what other teams are running, it's kind of a hogwash right now. I think the advanced division is actually really kind of flatlined in terms of how many teams have. There's only one team actually that has a 6-0 record, so you know, it's pretty even right now. So they definitely still do have a chance, and if they show what they showed here in you know, this game, I definitely think they can make some damage in the playoff rounds.
Yeah, I think LavaLillies are looking really good going into the next game and hopefully into the playoffs. So hopefully we'll see them there.
Yeah, for sure. But that is going to be all for this game. We are going to be having another game right after the break. It is going to be an intermediate game between Crimson and CE Void. We'll have more information to you when we come back from the break. However, we will see you guys in a jiffy.
They did find Cucumber, but he's going to lift him.
Oh, Vulcan gets caught right into that, and Speed is going to be able to follow up. Talking about jumping over to the Doofus, talking about playing into the Doofus.
A manos de la bola. Ya son 3 las picks que conseguía el equipo de British Hurricane.
We need your help to decide our opinion outpost MVP of the match.
He's got a minute to kind of work some sort of pick against this stock, and oh my good lord, he just got eviscerated. See?
Oh! He's not dead! Hey, now he's dead!
Holy cow, I've never seen someone get so aggressive.
Oh, catches their opponent outside of the building, and that is it!
It's Rocket League Wednesday on the High School Esports League home room. I am, as the kids say, vibing right now. This is just fumes for them, while Pharaoh rips shot after shot after shot of the back of them.
Good wall towards site, but it's already been broken, so they can't even get that spike down trustedly. Camera over towards site, and again, it's getting all that information. He-Bot going absolutely massive!
Here in this map number 4 season, up on championship point, being up 2-1. Nifty dropped down to 19 HP. Joker, with his M13 in hand, is just trying to hold the angles.
Storms and summer skies. There was a time when So handsome, oh, you have your way, and it's making me weaken. You and your stardust, walking like that. It's really getting too much, but I can't pull back. Though I try to resist, I can't fight this. And no one makes me feel like you do. And no one sets my body on fire, and no one gives me shivers like you. Oh, no one does it better. How I try to sleep, but you're deep in my mind. Got a hold of me. When I'm awake, I'm all blind. You and your magic, like infinite power. God knows I tried to resist, but you're pulling me closer. Oh, I gotta stay away, but you won't let me. No one makes me feel like you do, and no one sets my body on fire, and no one gives me shivers like you. Oh, no one does it And no one makes me feel like you do, and no one sets my body on fire, and no one gives me shivers like you. Oh, no one does it
One more wine, one more whiskey, and we just kept the car in park and dim the headlights so we see the stars. Let them tell us where we should start. And I'm scared as hell because there's no way to know how this goes, but I can't help but say I promise to give you my all. But it might break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me down. I won't let you down. But it might break me, break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me down. It might break me. It might break me. It might break me. It might break me down. But it might break me. But it might break me. It might break me. It might break me down. But it might break me. The sight of you, it makes me dizzy. And when you're gone, I miss your face. Tonight I'll meet you in our favorite place. And just can't let this wait one more day. can't help but say, trusting why you are so beautiful. But it might break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me down. I won't lay you down. But it might break me, break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me down. But it might break me. It might break me. It might break me. It might break me down. But it might break me.
And then the Ana goes down after that, and it was just quick cleanup. Resignations and Witty Wave really clutching out in the DPS department for SM, and they've got first capture crossing 15%. Ultimate's coming up online already. You're going to have Deadeye, and look, we've got Grab Dragons available for that test.
Oh, and they're gonna waste no time in committing it. The Graviton comes out. It was there, but it's not gonna get any.
So excited. Thank you so much, Sidebjorn. Living up to the beautiful strats from More Esports. They're gonna go ahead and teleport directly onto the point. So they will be meeting them tantamount.
Nothing to try and eat it with, nothing to stave it off, no support ultimates. They've got a shatter. It might just have to be put in to keep the Bastion ult, but they don't care about this Bastion ult. They've got a Batiste!
Oh man, this is just nutty right now.
This is not something that you want to push in on, but it's going to be the bomb and the charge into Mansion Pixel 3! All of the 3 that you want, the Reinhardt, both of the supports, and this is the fight done already. Frost Dragon
comes.
It does pull out the Transcendence, but the anti-mid gets...
And here comes back on the Doomfist, not hacked up by the EMP critically. Starjummer has the Deadeye, no hack this time around. Starjummer gonna clean up the fight, get 3, get the electric cowboy for dancing effect.
This might be the best map for that in all of Overwatch as we see the hook shot and the headshot.
Bane with the silk thread shot going on.
Isn't gonna work really well against the Ghost Confire as fine the UP will find but you're not gonna get through this.
I love watching teams that I haven't seen play before play. It's always thrilling.
Round 1.
It really is. It's wild cards. It's something you don't get to see at the higher levels. Everybody's at least been seen usually at lower level matches. So this is always a fun experience.
And we are back once again. Thank you all so much for tuning. If you are tuning in with us for the first time, or if you're coming back from last match, we had a nice little battle between two teams in the advanced division. But this time we're gonna be lowering the bar a little bit. Let some shining players on the diamond division as well. We got a game between the CE Void and Crimson here. I'm Rudy TG. Here with me, we got Myth, the man, the myth, the legend. How you doing today?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. But like I said, we got the two teams here from the intermediate division, diamond players all around. On the left side, we got the squad of let's see
Crimson.
Here. What is it, Crimson?
Yeah, Crimson on the left.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
CE Void on the right.
Yeah, so we got Mafro and Zario on the DPS line. War Chicken, I love that name, by the way. And Jorino on the tank. And then Farkas and Lucian on the supports. And then on the side of CE Void, we got Andy Y and Tim Storino on DPS 3 head and Anarchy on tank. And then we got Coldriz on support. I believe they're looking for a ringer or some other backup to add to their support line. So we'll see when we get into game. But that is going to be the matchup for the evening, starting off on Oasis. And once again, like our last match that we had earlier, both of these teams are actually sitting kind of in the middle of the pack in terms of standings. Both of them are 3 and 3 in their groups.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, will that their CE Void's flex support left them? So I'm wondering, is that going to make a big difference in how this team plays, or maybe it'll even help them? Maybe they'll get a ringer who's just absolutely incredible.
Who's just cracked. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next coming of Jonak.
Yeah.
Here in the North American.
On his diamond account.
Yeah, that would actually be insane. I mean, he's got the time, but they will be having either a ringer or a sub or like even a new addition. I'm not sure. It is going to be a person by the name of Nani on the DPS. Or I'm not sorry, not
Nani?
the DPS on the support. So we'll see what happens with Nani and the rest of their team if they've had some time to talk with them and play with them. Maybe potentially it could be either a boon for them or a big advantage. We don't really know, but what we will know for sure is what happens here on the first map of Oasis. And I believe CE Void has actually been on broadcast before for this season, but unfortunately I haven't caught up with any of their games. I'm a bad researcher. I'm sorry. I'll do my homework next time.
With ringers, it's always kind of the lower down you get in the rankings is how big an impact they can make. So it's where teamwork and synergy matters a little bit less than like in the upper ranks of expert and advanced. But I still think that having a player missing from your team and getting a ring is going to be a little bit damaging for CE Void.
In chat, don't worry, big mistake on our part. Junie's going to be coming in to play DPS on the side of CE Void.
Ooh.
Don't worry, we got you guys. We swear we're professionals.
We see you, Junie. We see you, Junie.
We see you. We're looking at you.
Junie coming on not playing McCree, he's playing what's the new name?
Cole Cassidy. It just came out, actually. The new lore drop that everybody's been waiting for, but it's not a lore drop because they literally just posted in Twitter. There's no need. Okay, we'll get into that. We'll see if Cole Cassidy comes back. Unfortunately,
Junie playing the Pharah though.
Yeah, so Crimson's going to be coming out with the Winston Rush, CE with the Wrecking Ball composition. Two very different kind of styles, Rush and then Poke with the Wrecking Ball. So we're going to be interested to see who kind of takes the first advantage here, but Crimson definitely has an advantage going after Nani, who's kind of exposed on the Zenyatta role. It's actually going to be Anarchy that gets demeched, but it's Z-Ray that goes down first to the Pharah, trying to bully him out of the sky. But Crimson just runs over the front line actually of CE Void. Both of the tanks going down, which is actually kind of interesting that the tanks were the first ones to go down in that fight. Usually it's the supports.
Yeah, definitely, and I think the thing is with CE Void's comp, it is a lot more split and a lot more. They want to be keeping their range a little bit more than Crimson, who are going to be wanting to rush in to CE Void, and there isn't really anyone to rush into apart from on that
Zenyatta, yeah, for sure. But they actually do get the pick onto Nani there. Nobody really there to support him. I mean, you got a Lucio, not a Lucio, but a Mercy there to try to support him, and unfortunately, it just doesn't happen right then and there. But Crimson is getting the picks onto the remaining members of CE Void, and this Mercy Zenyatta backline is starting to show its weaknesses.
Yeah, not much heal is coming out for anyone on that team, really. Neither Nani or Cora is coming up with anywhere near their ultimate. They're both on 80%. Because you're coming out without coalescence very early in this fight.
Yeah, they were trying to end the team fight right then and there, but it's actually not ended yet. They have to commit a few more ultimates like the Bomb and the Death Blossom, actually, and both of the supports are going to go down. So yeah, that team fight is now going to be ended. But now CE Void has the chance to come back in here, but they are going to be going up against an EMP. Oh, but the stagger is just kind of sad. Sad to witness.
Yeah, that's going to put them back in another 10 seconds, but it doesn't really matter too much. It's going to be last fight either way. Dutchy's going to be at the touch point, and it's all going to come down to this last fight. If CE Void can touch, and if CE Void can win this next team fight.
Nani has to stay away from the Sombra ult that's about to come out from Z-Ray. That Transcendence is the only way they're going to manage to survive this, and they actually
only gets
get
one.
Killed off. He gets killed off before he can use it. And now that's two members down for CE Void. They actually managed to flip the point here, which I guess is a bit of a win, but unfortunately the rest of their members are going to fall down really quickly, especially with this Pharah that's hacked right here. Oh my gosh, Coldress is just left out in the open, but manages to get back into the sky. Oh, nope, gets picked off by the Reaper, who's just going ham after them. And now Crimson has a very easy way. Transcendence getting committed just to stabilize a little bit longer. Invisible Coalescence, we all know that's the best Coalescence to get popped out here because, I mean, it's just invisible. It's Coalescence, but it's better. Death Blossom to finish off the rest of the targets coming in. Lucio saved the day. Get a 6K, please. You need to be able to do it. Actually, they could manage to do it. This is City Center. You can flip the point and just stall it for the longest time. You can see there. They managed to flip the point for a little bit and then stall it out for that long. But fortunately, it is going to be Crimson taking out that first round pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I think so. And Shiro doing absolute work on that Reaper, getting up to 5k damage. Without CE Void really touching the point that much. I think they were doing a really, really good job on that Reaper, and they were not letting CE Void have much space. Especially against a team who are trying to stay away from the Reaper.
Yeah, I mean, they were just trying to get away as much as possible. Nani was just getting bullied on that Zenyatta role, and now you see them switching over to a Baptiste potentially. They're going to be playing the Rush composition. I almost forgot their name already. Almost forgot their name. Cole Cassidy is coming out on both sides. We gotta make it a rule. We gotta mention their entire name every single time now.
Yeah. Every time we say McCree,
nobody says Jesse
name, we
McCree.
drink.
Yeah, nobody says Jesse McCree, but we're going to be saying Cole Cassidy all the time.
It's alliteration. Is that how is that the right?
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah, that's how we do it in North America. But Crimson is going to be taking early control of the mini health pack area room, while CE Void has just kind of walled them off of the point for now. A lot of damage coming in, and the wall from Crimson is going to be catching off those two frontline players. War Chicken does go down, but I mean, that's not too much of a loss for Crimson, who's going to be able to get a lot of charge onto Dutchy there, but they will get punished for being out in the open here. So pretty good start for Crimson.
Yeah, that was a really good initiation wall by Shiro. Just press the go button and it collapsed onto the Void, who are taking control of the point. But interestingly, Junie on the Cole Cassidy is already got his ultimate, while Zere has only got 60%. And I think that might come in handy in this next fight. Yeah, maybe an early speed boost, high noon.
Yeah, he's got it before Nani even has the Deadeye here. So Nani goes down. That's the bulk of the healings down for you. You're not going to have much more chance to play aggressively or defensively. I mean, Anarchy's just going to go down real quickly because of that, and they kind of have to back off now, not allow themselves to stagger.
Yeah, and that was a really good fire strike from War Chicken, getting an initial pick. And once you lose your Baptiste in this one, that's pretty much it. You just back off and die. Oh, and this is a rough stagger coming in. And they get Tim Sereno out, but it's causing them a lot of time just sitting back and taking a lot of poke.
A lot of ultimates on the side of Crimson. We got that Cole Cassidy ult coming in potentially. He managed to get the pick onto Tim Sereno. No, what the, and then just the Deadeye to finish it off.
The MTD.
I don't even think he needed that.
Cold Riz is added like on the side of the map, just doing his own thing, trying to get away.
Lucio things. He's practicing. You know,
yeah, he's just getting his Reddit up to date.
Yeah, good old sweet credit. But Crimson now once again they only
interesting switch onto the monkey.
Last fight. They only managed to use a few ultimates, and now they're gonna have the advantage coming in as well. Beats coming out from both sides. Actually, Tim Sereno manages to catch Shuri, but of course the Cole Cassidy and the War Chicken Warpath is just too strong. 99-0, only a couple members up. Tim Sereno is actually pulling in a lot of effort here, getting in at least 3 kills in this last team fight. If they can manage to stay alive, they might manage to get enough staggers going in, but unfortunately, I don't think there's anybody left to contest. Actually, there was a chance for the Wrecking Ball to come in to save the day again, but unfortunately, not going to be happening. Crimson take that map very comfortably.
Yeah, War Chicken was getting like at least 2 or 3 kills every fight.
Hey, the name's wrong. Blizzard, change it. What are you doing? Why is it still McCree? Where's Cole Cassidy?
Wow. Everyone, you gotta imagine the name changed already.
Yeah,
and look at that
exactly.
shadow. That was absolutely dominant. And I think that's really where these two teams have been different so far. Kind of engaging and staying alive and being able to take the fight to the enemy team. And War Chicken's just been leading the pack.
Yeah, War Chicken definitely putting in work on that main tank difference we see here with this stat line here. Actually, look at the damage done, obviously 11 elims per War Chicken was only a minute more on the Reinhardt, but just so much more value coming in as well. Only 3 deaths on the side of Anarchy, which is surprising, but I mean, the team fights were so one and done that only 3 deaths were needed.
Yeah, exactly. Like they were pretty quick team fights. He got in quite a lot of damage in though for that amount of time, which is pretty well played. But he just wasn't getting the eliminations. His team weren't following up and helping him with that out. War Chicken just was more dominant throughout the whole thing. I think that's mainly because the Crimson had the advantage and they were just playing with a better tempo throughout the whole map.
I mean, I had to imagine that when you're a main tank and you get into lobby and you see that the enemy main tank's name is War Chicken, I have to imagine that puts a little bit of the fear of a higher being in your mind. So it will be CE Void picking the next map here. And interesting pick. They're going to be going with the tried and true Kings Row. Actually, we can see here updated brackets here,
Yep.
updated player.
Junie and Nani are in.
Yeah, Junie and Nani. We're not forgetting them, and there's no subs either for this second map, so going to be the exact same players going in.
And
but
I
like
just wonder
I was
how much of an impact do you think that flex support role is having on CE Void and why they lost that map?
I don't think it was necessarily Nani's fault that they lost that map. On the Zenyatta, I think he was just getting taken advantage of because didn't really have a whole lot of help. I would say maybe he got caught out by the EMP, but it's more of just like I think Crimson just knew how to play against the Wrecking Ball composition more so than Nani failing to do anything.
I agree. I think it was the comp choice that was wrong, and I think Nani was a bit unfortunate to be put into that flex put role, which kind of got dominated and picked on by Crimson.
Yeah, you're putting in a lot of faith on the new guy coming in to be running the Wrecking Ball composition when they're kind of like the carry go-to person on that backline. But we will be going to map number 2. And it is going to be Kings Row, which is interesting because this is CE Void's pick, remember. They're picking Kings Row after that map number 1 where they couldn't get much value out of the rush composition. What do you think about this?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to see because we saw them come out with rush on Oasis University and they looked pretty good. They both teams look decent, but Crimson definitely looked stronger. But I think with Kings Row, like we saw in the last game, that they're the off picks like the Hanzo, and sometimes you can get around not being the best at rush if you have like 1 or 2 specialist players who can play something really, really well, like the Widowmaker or Hanzo, or even like a Pharah.
Yeah, Tim Storino was putting in work on that Tracer last map, almost flipped the point over nearly by themselves. And I mean, I don't think this is the composition that they're going to be coming out with. Maybe.
I hope so.
I kind of hope so. I doubt it, but I mean, I've seen teams do some weird stuff with Symmetra on first point where they like TP up onto high ground or they TP up onto like the statue and then just like have their Bastion sit up there as well. So maybe this is a strategy. Crimson going to be coming out with this tried and true standard cut, but oh my god, are they actually going to be sticking with this?
Maybe. Like I just think with that strat, it's just that everyone knows it and everyone knows what to do against it. Just like play around the corner and don't get caught out in the open space. It can work. It can work, but I would be surprised.
Let's see what kind of funky strategy they have going up on
especially
here.
against when Crimson have a Diva to counter it. Look, they instantly back up, and they did a good job.
And they wall it, actually. They wall it, so they actually fall off the high ground. That's actually pretty good. Now Junie's kind of caught out here in the open. War Chicken goes down really low. Super aggressive here. Doesn't really use his shield that much.
Yeah, way too far in front of the team.
Didn't even need to be in sentry mode to do a lot of damage to his shield. I think that's just the power of the Symmetra too. Team Storino on full charge here, putting in the blast, putting in the bubbles, and that's going to be an easy point capture for CE Void.
I mean, look, yeah, you don't need to be good at rush to win Kings Row. You just pull off these cheesy strats. But I think that Crimson really shouldn't have lost that fight.
This was kind of a dive in from War Chicken. I don't know what the maybe
it looked like a little bit like a miscommunication. Maybe War Chicken was just playing a little bit too different a tempo than his team.
Now look at this. They got the Symmetra. Okay, the TP gets broken, so I don't think Junie was able to get that. Wall attempting to catch off Dutchy here. Won't manage to get away with his life. Now look at this. War Chicken once again caught out in the open. He doesn't know where to stand.
Yeah, he's really struggling here, War Chicken, but it doesn't matter. He is still alive for the time being.
Barely.
Yeah, barely. Kaya was able to save him with that immortality field.
Oh, and the wall too, just to put extra pressure on the Bastion, allowing them to move up even further. Now they're gonna pop the Bastion ultimates, which is just, oh my gosh, every ultimate in the world is being thrown at Crimson, and somehow War Chicken and the rest of the team is still alive, which I think is super impressive, but it's just allowing for all this pressure and damage to be coming out, especially from Tim Sereno as they're charging up that, you know, beam, that beam, but they get caught out in the room. Junie does manage to get Z-Ray, so that's the main source of damage for Crimson. War Chicken is also down. A bomb gets thrown out by Mr. Wacky to try to make some kind of value off it. He doesn't catch the Bastion, and now the Bastion's, oh my god, the Junie gets caught out. He doesn't have enough heals to kind of continue to, you know, go on this war path here. Mr. Wacky is so low, and the mines actually get committed by Dutchy. Maybe this is also a sign of them trying to switch off of this composition after it's not working, but they're still in this fight. The Bastion got res, and now Junio is going to be free to continue to spam over this corner. Tim Sereno switches onto the Hanzo, manages to get Quadja or Kaija on the Baptiste. That's your main source of healing, and then your window is now going to be unavailable. Flux doesn't find anything. Beat to counter the Flux that wasn't there. War Chicken goes down. This is just chaos. Boysuraki once again on the D-Mech, on the remech. Kaija coming back slowly, but I think CE Void slowly has this as Shiro goes down, and the Bastion ultimate gets committed as well. Woo!
What a long fight. Well done. That was some good play casting right there.
I tried.
But Crimson just somehow stayed alive for such a long time, and they were able to soak up so much pressure from CE Void. CE Void threw absolutely everything at them, including all their ultimates.
All the ultimates.
But somehow Crimson stayed up. But CE Void then won the neutral fight. Oh my god, what a shatter from War Chicken.
Yeah, Shatter in combination with the Amplification Matrix, going to do some damage. 2 players down. Is Tim Sereno going to be able to find the headshot here? No, the freeze is too strong. Oh, manages to
If in doubt, just freeze.
Alright, so now Crimson Void is going to be coming back onto defense. Oh my god, catches the pin onto Dutchy too. They can't even get a rest. They can't even get a proper reset going here.
Crimson come forward and try and push up towards the choke. I think I'm gonna play back at the corner here. Probably a good idea. I mean, the COD isn't too close to capping. I mean, they're not gonna get back capped, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think there's any players besides like Lucio that can back cap
Dragons
them,
come out from Tim Sereno. Oof.
Manages to almost catch a Shuro though, but that allows Shuro's gonna get really caught out. Oh, they're gonna commit the Blizzard here to try to make some space for them, and I think some of their players are caught in no man's land. Yeah, Anarchy and Tim Sereno both go down. Beautiful play coming in from Shiro, and that's gonna buy them a little more time. And so many ultimates were committed too on the side of CE Void. Oh, they almost got a back cap. They almost got a back cap.
Yeah, I think Crimson just kind of baited all of CE Void in towards Shiro, and Shiro had that ultimate of the Blizzard online, able to pop it, and then Crimson just charged forward, and War Chicken just leading the pack, swinging and going crazy into CE Void.
All right, Tim Sereno or Z-Ray manages
to go
out of the way with the Graviton. I keep calling it Graviton Surge, Graviton Flux. Oh, nice catch onto Quadra there as the D-Mech or the Remech comes in, and they're going to have the barrage ready for the Power Driver combo. Z-Ray manages to somehow stay alive through that entire barrage sequence. That is insane to me. And now Shiro's going to be freezing up the Sigma here, Anarchy. Nothing really much he can do. He doesn't have any way to block the May wall, the May freezing, and he's just going to continue raining Anarchy on Anarchy. Dutchy doing the tried and true, I'm a ball, I'm gonna roll around the point, and then I don't think there's gonna be, okay, they are gonna contest this. They are gonna contest this, and the Blizzard once again gets committed. I don't know how this match is gonna, how this team fight is gonna end, but CE Void's getting the picks, but so is Crimson on the side. All of their players are so low, and they're coming back from spawn. Oh my god, but the mines from Dutchy managing to find Shiro. Mr. Wakyu gonna be getting D-Mech as well. Man, this has been some chaotic team fights coming out here.
Yeah, pretty crazy. And I think Crimson did a really good job there of like knocking that time bank down from like 1 minute something down to 20 seconds. Taking a whole minute off the clock just from that final last push. And it was a really, really good job from Shiro on that mare.
Deadeye almost catches somebody. The pile driver was not enough to displace anybody from the shield, so that ultimate will be wasted, unfortunately. Dutchy goes down due to the shatter. I mean, when you're a Reinhardt and you're playing against this kind of composition, it's going to be so easy for you to get a massive shatter going.
Yeah, you just gotta throw it whenever you can, because you're gonna be getting them pretty easily here. And as soon as you get them, just speed it in and just clobber the enemy team, because you're gonna gain so much value. Zero coming up with the High Noon of their own, and I'm wondering how they're gonna play this. If they're gonna use speed and try and like push onto the enemy team with the Lucio.
They might wait, like bait them in maybe a little bit, and then Z-Ray's kind of in. No, he's kind of in the front line, so he'll probably use it aggressively. All things considering, maybe use the visor a bit more defensively. Oh, with this nano wrecking ball here, has the potential to do a lot of damage. Unfortunately not. Visor popped kind of in response to, you know, them looking for a barrage maybe. Dutchy does go down, and I think they're going to clean up the rest unless Junie gets a massive barrage, which they might be in position to do. Kwaija goes down, but unfortunately I think that's going to be it. Deadeye just to finish off the baby diva. Why not? You know, might as well use
I think it was a good idea. I think that they were down there, flex support, and without the Baptiste, there's a lot of their healing gone. They needed to make sure they won that fight.
And Junie's actually going to be switching over to the the Doom Fist here, the Fists of Dooms. And now
Anarchy coming up to a bomb, but War Chicken's got Shatter. He throws it out.
Manages to get Anarchy, but the bomb actually catches Z-Ray, and the rest of the front line just goes down. Crimson was just not paying attention to their tank players' healths, and now Kwaija has the task. Mr. Wacky trying to contest point as well. The cart is still moving here in overtime. Junie and Tim Storino on the flank heroes. They are trying to get the value, trying to get the distraction going in. Dutchy trying to find some boops. Z-Ray manages to catch out Tim Storino. That's going to be one source of flank damage down. And I mean,
Nano coming online
in. Our Junie manages to catch Shiro, but manages to take down Junie as well. And now Z-Ray just putting in so much work here on not the McCray. Dang it! Change the name. It's Cole Cassidy. It's the Cole Cassidy putting in the work. Bang, 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 bang. He has the cowboy. He has the BAM belt. It's Cole Cassidy, the one, the tried, the true amplification matrix. Once again, going to be going in. Shiro on that desperate Bastion pick, trying to make something happen here on defense. He will not let his team lose today.
It's working.
They've made a Bastion. Okay, it's just the Lucio. You have to contest the card. It's just the Lucio. Now Tim Storino on the Tracer, going to be trying to contest the card as well. All right.
They play Bastion on attack. They're like, we're going to play it on defense too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was just, the words were not coming out, but thank you for finishing that thought for me.
No worries.
You managed to stop the aggressive pushes coming out from Crimson. After a pretty good start, actually, they managed to get it all the way to the end, but don't manage to capture that third point.
Yeah, I think that was a really good push for CE Void, especially how the first map went. I wasn't really expecting them to come out swinging as hard. I think it was impressive. I think they're a lot better team than they kind of showed in that first map. Yeah, but I'm going to be interested to see what they're coming out with on defense here. What if they're going to be playing something a little bit more... Oh!
It's a Wrecking Ball composition. Poke! Once again, with Junie on the Pharah as well. But I also think, to your point as well, that Crimson, once they kind of got used to the fact that they were playing the Bastion composition, they kind of made the adjustments, and on second point they really held their own, made a lot of time get kind of eaten away with these long chaotic team fights where they just would not die. So gotta give a lot of props to Crimson for stopping the War Machine while it was hot and ready.
Yeah, I think CE Void may have stayed on the Bastion a little bit too long. I think they might have gotten a little bit more value if they just switched off straight after first. But it doesn't matter. They still pretty well, getting most of point 3.
They're gonna try it, I guess. Yeah, I mean, monkey see, monkey do, right? No monkey in sight here, but the Bastion is gonna be going up on the high ground. Not really seeing if CE Void was expecting this. Dutchy doing something up on the statue, providing some kind of value, but Tim Storino
getting a lot of value from the back though.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Shiro's already found the charge, surprisingly. How he managed to find the charge with like almost no like tank players to charge it off of is beyond me, but the res is going to come in, or not actually, is not going to come in for Z-Ray, and now CE Void has a chance to contest once again.
Yeah, I think that the Junie on the fire here is just such a good counter to that Bastion, and they weren't able to touch and get onto the point.
But it looks like they're going to continue with the Bastion play, kind of make a mini, like a pirate ship kind of composition.
Yeah, it could definitely work. I would prefer them to switch off, but I don't know. Bastion comes boring to me.
Oh, they do actually swap off. Z-Ray goes over to the legs.
I think they were going to struggle against the Fire, and Junie was just pumping too much damage into the Bastion and getting tagged.
Yeah, for sure. They do have wall to kind of help out with the aggression coming in from Junie, and Tim Storino's actually going to be up on the high ground with the flank, however, providing a lot of kind of distraction as well. Dutchy with the mines manages to take out Shiro before the walls are even popped, and that's a pretty comfortable team fight win. Z-Ray, the battle with the legs is there, unfortunately. He gets the better of him.
Yeah, Junie comes in to help out, and that added reinforcements just wins in the battle. Crimson looking like they're getting a bit stuck. This is a really rough position for Crimson to be in. Being stuck in these arches is a really, really good place to hold for CE Void. Especially with the Pharaoh. Because you can just kind of jump in and out the window, over the top.
And you can even go behind them too with that little like window that's behind the cart. It's kind of crazy.
Barrage is coming up.
Barrage is coming up. They're not going to use it just yet. They're going to be actually committing Graviton Flux, actually, but they didn't really. Yeah, I mean, they just did not work out. None of the other ultimates were popped, and wasn't even really a committal right there. It was just Nano Visor just finishing off the round. Barrage wasn't even needed, and now Mr. Whack You doing some whack thoughts, getting the Roadhog in his mind. The good old hog panic switch right there.
I think they're just kind of sick of the bull.
Yeah,
and
they
wanted the CC for the Pharaoh or Barrage maybe.
Yeah, they must be. That has to be it. But it's just going to be so painful to kind of deal with the Pharah now in terms of just, you know, limiting her value.
Yeah, and the Pharah here is going to be pumping a lot of damage in and going to be building its ultimate a lot quicker because of this hog.
Look, they're looking in two different directions here, trying to see whether Junie is going to get the the barrage going. They do go down, but I mean, at what cost? You've already lost 2 members, and now it's only Mr. Wacky. Mr. Wacky actually does get the hook onto Tim Storino, so I think that is the go button pressed. Nano onto War Chicken as well, as he's just going to go ham, and that's not just because you have a Roadhog on your team as well. Swing away.
Yeah, and Mr. Wacky is actually getting so much value on this Roadhog.
I mean, when you hit your hooks, yeah, you're gonna be getting value off the Roadhog for sure. And he's definitely doing that. Already up to a whole hog as well. And the second point has been captured with a pretty comfortable 4-minute time bank.
Yeah, I really thought that once Junie took out Kuro on that Baptiste, that was pretty much the fight done, and Crimson had lost that and needed to back up. But Mr. Wacky got the picks of their own and let Crimson push forward into third.
Yeah.
This gives them 4 minutes to push pretty much just like half a third, or not even the whole way. Tim Storino coming out with the not a high noon.
With the visor. High noon actually catches Coldress up on the high ground. So even trades for both sides. It's just CE Void loses a support member. Z-Ray actually catches Tim Storino out, and they're actually going to be going into this mega room here. War Chicken with the pin. No qualms at all. Junie gets 1 pick. Somehow doesn't get killed by Mr. Wacky, and they just get booped. And now Dutchy goes down as well. Nice little flash onto that Tim Storino on the Tracer. Doesn't manage to get the headshot, however. And now they're just going to be kind of messing with the backline a little more. This is kind of anybody's game, but you got double support ultimates. Mr. Wacky once again with the pick onto Tim Storino. He's putting in so much work for his team. And now Shiro is going to be coming in with Dutchy as well. None of these support ultimates have even been popped. EMP goes out, catches 2 players as well. And now you got a an
Cold is
amplification
1
matrix,
HP down.
and a nano as well. And I mean, there's picks going for both sides as well. But when you've got a Roadhog that kind of doesn't need like outside supports to do damage, it's
I want to see
difficult.
this Roadhog cook rate. Oh my god.
I mean, it's got to be at least 70%. Honestly, he's hit a lot of them.
Has he got
Shiro
hacks on?
does
Like
go down.
Jesus Christ, this is insane.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, he almost actually gets booped off by
Tim Sereno comes back to 2 though.
Touchy. Okay, yeah, Tim Sereno is kind of pulling it back. He did this in map number 1 too, where he almost pulled back a Team Fighter 2 just on his own. But the hooks from Mr. Wacky, he has not died once, I think, on this Roadhog, I believe. But he does go down then due to the anti, I believe, and just War Chicken gets main tanked there. There's no other way to describe it. He just gets all the CC in the world thrown at him, and I think it's pretty comfortably going to be Crimson or CE Void's hold on this.
Yeah, this is still anyone's game. Oh, that's really, really big pick on that mech. If they can push on here and they
Yeah,
down
looks
one.
like-
If they
looks
push in
like-
quick here, they're gonna be in a really good position to cap this point.
Yeah, looks like that's the game plan. Z-Ray trying desperately. I'm not sure what that pin was for. Probably for the Doomfist, but you know, Mr. Wacky, don't worry, bro. I got this. I'm a tank too. Just let me land a hook or two, and I'll be able to do some damage here. And which they are. Nano onto War Chicken, almost doing it. Almost gets booped off the edge. Mr. Wacky, but he gets another pick. Tim Sereno is just putting in so much work. However, on this Tracer, there's nobody to contest him in the high ground. Mr. Wacky needs to somehow do more work than what he's already doing in order for this team to get some kind of point presence, but it's just not happening.
Like all the kills are coming out of the tanks, and just the Shiro and Zero need to be picking it up more, and getting more value out of their picks.
They're just
on the McCree and the Sombra.
It hurts kind of too that you're on kind of this very vulnerable backline that they have for Crimson. Junie gets caught out, however, okay.
Again.
Once again, bomb gets committed. Is it going to catch anybody? No, they managed to avoid it, and now you got a bunch of ultimates to work with on the side. Post bomb going to come out. Not going to catch anybody just yet. Tim Sereno, not that lucky. EMP is going to catch 3 members. Dutchy is, the biggest one evolved because they're not going to be a bother. Actually, they managed to get back on this point, but
another boop.
Shiro gets booped by the Diva, but the picks are coming in the favor of Crimson. They are so close to finishing off this map and getting the second map win. They only need a couple more kills. It's just that Ana just kind of, shouldering all the responsibility. Tim Sereno tries his hardest to get magic going again, but it is going to be Crimson with the map win. They are up 2-0 in the series.
What a close map. That's exactly what I wanted from this next game from King's Row. Both teams pulling out really, really great performances in every role. Even when I was criticizing Crimson's DPS, they came out clutch in that last fight, exactly when they needed to, when they had ultimates online. And that's what eventually won them the map and let their tanks finish up the kills. Let Bull Chicken go on his aggressive rampage and path and clean up CE Void.
Yeah, I mean, there definitely was a good effort from CE Void as well with those wacky compositions they were pulling out of, and the Wrecking Ball and the Pharah as well. We do have a stat for you, however. It is going to be the one and only Mr. Wacky U on the Roadhog. Unfortunately, no hook percentage.
That's sad.
Going to be available here, unfortunately.
Let's say it was 69%.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good, actually. I like the sound of that a lot. Only 2 deaths in that entire round, and he was just putting in so much work. 16 final blows per 10 minutes, which is insane when you're a Roadhog. Yeah, obviously you can put out a lot of damage, but it really does depend on how many of those hooks that you're hitting, and they were definitely putting in a lot of hooks.
Yeah, you need to be getting those final blows in and hitting your hooks and stopping the enemy team from kind of getting into your backline and by pulling their backline into your front line. And he definitely made the difference.
For sure. So we are going to be going to a short little break. Remember, both of these teams are in playoff contention. So, I mean, it really is going to be on CE Void to try to, find the fire and bring this series back if they can, because they're on match points. But we will be back in a bit.
They did find Cucumber, but he's gonna lift him.
Oh, Vulcan gets caught right into that, and Speedy's gonna be
Oh,
able to follow
no.
up. Talk
You
about
let
jumping
him
over to the
do.
Doofus, talking about playing into the Doofus.
A manos de la bola. Ya son 3 las picks que conseguía el equipo de British Hurricane.
We need your help to decide our opinion outpost MVP of the match.
He's got a minute to kind of work some sort of pick against this Doc, and oh my good lord, they just got eviscerated.
Oh! He's not dead. Hey, now he's dead.
Holy cow! I've never seen someone get so aggressive.
Oh, catches their opponent outside of the building, and that is it.
It's Rocket League Wednesday on the High School Esports League home room. I am, as the kids say, vibing right now. This is just fumes for them, while Pharaoh rips shot after shot after shot of the back of them.
Good wall towards site, but it's already been broken, so they can't even get that spike down trustedly. Camera over towards site, and again, it's getting all that information. Ebot going absolutely massive.
Here in this map number 4 season, up on championship point, being up 2-1. Nifty dropped down to 19 HP. Joker with his M13 in hand is just trying to hold the angles.
I know the story of your life through winter storms and summer skies. There was a time when you were young and free. So let's go back to the beaches where I always make you laugh, to the forest where we found a hidden path, to the summertime of 2005, when we were still alive, when we were still alive. So let's go back to the beaches where I always make you laugh, to the forest where we found a hidden path, to the summertime of 2005, when we were still alive, when we were still alive. When we were still alive. When we were still alive. There you go again, looking so handsome. Oh, you have your way, and it's making me weaken. You and your stardust, walking like that. It's really getting too much, but I can't pull back. Though I try to resist, I can't fight this. And no one makes me feel like you do. pulling me closer. Oh, I gotta stay away, but you won't let me. No one makes me feel like you do, and no one sets my body on fire, and no one gives me shivers like you. Oh, no one does it better. And no one makes me feel like you do, and no one sets my body on fire, and no one gives me shivers like you. Oh, no one does it
Coming up from them. And then the Ana goes down after that, and it was just quick cleanup. Resignations and Witty really clutching out in the DPS department for SM, and they've got first capture crossing 15%. Ultimate's coming up online already. You're going to have Deadeye, and look, we've got Grab Dragons available for that test.
Oh, and they're gonna waste no time in committing it. The Graviton comes out. It was there, but it's not gonna get any.
So excited. Thank you so much, Sidebjorn. Living up to the beautiful strats from Warrior Esports. They're gonna go ahead and teleport directly on the point. So they will be meeting them tantamount.
Nothing to try and eat it with, nothing to stave it off, no support ultimates. They've got a shatter, it might just have to be put in to keep the Bastion ult, but they don't care about this Bastion ult. They've got a Batiste!
Oh man, this is just nutty right now.
It's not something that you want to push in on, but it's going to be the bomb and the charges to Mansion picks at 3! All of the 3 that you want, the Reinhardt, both of the supports, and this is the fight done already. Frost
Here it comes.
It does pull out the Transcendence, but the anti-nade gets...
And here comes back on the Doomfist. Not half to pilot EMP critically. Starjummer has the Deadeye. No half this time around. Starjummer gonna clean up the fight. Get 3. Get the electric cowboy. We're dancing a theft.
This might be the best map for that in all of Overwatch as we see the hook shot and the headshot.
Bane with the silk thread shot. Going on.
Is it gonna work well against the Ghost Confer? Is finding people or you're not gonna get through this.
I love watching teams that I haven't seen play before play. It's always thrilling.
Round 1.
It really is. It's wild cards. It's something you don't get to see at the higher levels. Everybody's at least been seen usually at lower level matches. So this is always a fun experience.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here for potentially the last map in this series and the last map for the broadcast for today. However, we are not going to be done in EU. We are going to be done in EU, but we are going to be continuing later on tonight with our broadcast for the NA side. But for now, we just have to focus on this series, finishing it out. For Crimson, their focus is on finishing this series out. For CE Void, their focus is on keeping their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, it is mad point for Crimson. If they win this, they're pretty much through to playoffs, I believe. Maybe they need to win one more. But
I think they're pretty good when it comes to qualifying for playoffs, because they would be 4-3 after this match win. So yeah, they would be pretty set in stone. I guess it depends on what happens in their next match too. But we will be going to the next map, Escort, which is the good old J Silly, the Junkertown.
Junkertown, love to see it. I love Junkertown. It's one of my favorite maps. It's just so varied of how you can play it.
Yeah, varied plus Widowmaker, I would say. Is a Widowmaker definitively for first point, or at least an Ashe or some kind of long range hit scan.
Look,
but
we've seen a lot of Bastion in this.
That's true. So that's very true, actually. A lot of Pirate Ship. Pirate Ship was like the main go-to. I mean, the old school days, Pirate Ship was like the main go-to on this map, and it still kind of is in certain circumstances. Before
people used to know like how to play the game properly, like Pirate Ship is always the best.
pirate ship. Somebody picks Orisa, and then you probably win if you're, playing at least with some amount of brain cells. I've never actually seen that sign. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've always just walked past it. I've
Ooh.
never actually seen that it has food on it. That's actually, I'm super hungry right now, so that's actually making my mouth water.
Me too. Me too. How dare you, observer?
But I mean,
making us so hungry.
Making us very hungry indeed. But see, looks like Crimson is going to be starting off not with the, or maybe, okay, they are sticking with the Cole Cassidy actually. So no Widowmaker on the side of Crimson. They're going to be going for like a lot more of a kind of bunkerish style with the Cassidy on the high ground, probably for any incoming dive attempts, which CE Void might be coming out with right here.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. And they still have that kind of sniper from the Hanzo. It all depends how good Shiro is on that Hanzo and if he can contest Junie well enough. And with that, if he knows where Junie is and if he's getting his Sonic arrow on him, Junie's gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, indeed, especially with that. What was it? They have 250 health? No, sorry, 175 health. Kind of that health loss they got a while ago. By the way, 3 heads in now instead of the Duchy on the main tank. We have 3 head, and 3 head is about to be going back to spawn pretty soon if they don't get enough heals. Okay, they will be getting some support from Nani on the Ana, but still, kind of low.
Good
and Tim
bang
Sereno goes down. Yeah, that's why you're picking the Cassidy instead of the Widowmaker in this situation. Junie's still kind of free to pepper in shots, but there's not a whole lot of angles that they can take, and the rest of CE Void is kind of going down without much of a fight here.
Yeah, Crimson are doing a good job of just sitting here and poking when they need to. But what I would like to see them do is kind of take the advantage to them a bit more. Like, they've got the picks. They need to be collapsing and brawling a little more into this dive comp CE Void are playing.
Yeah, it's difficult too because Junie was on that Widowmaker. They switched over to the Tracer, so this will allow them to be more brawly and kind of get in there more. I mean, you can already see Junie's making a little more of an impact here. Primal Rage has been popped. He doesn't even need the Nano. He's just going to catch Kwaija out in the little room right here. He's also going to catch the rest of the Crimson members. For some reason, they just decided they wanted to bunker down in that room, which might not have been the best idea.
No, I don't think so, and I think Crimson might be able to come back into this if they can get away. And Taya's come back and helped up Shiro and saved their life. And I think they're going to be able to get a touch here.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think anybody's going to be able to contest here, so they will be just kind of holding back. So now they will have this high ground advantage going into point number 2, and a bunch of ultimates to work with as well, because they kept all of them from round number, or from the first points except for Flux.
Yeah, and they looking like they're gonna probably take this next fight quite easily, as long as they use that ultimate sensibly and don't spam too many of them.
Yeah, no spamming here. They're pretty patient, but Shiro goes down before they can pop anything. 3-head, your main
good dive in
from
Tincerino. Oh, but he goes down.
Goes down on the Genji, wasn't able to build up to the blade, but fortunately Nani didn't use the Nano either. So just the Bongo coming out from Crimson, very worth it, I would say, in terms of just trades overall. And now CE Void does have kind of the blade, the Nano blade to stop things, but there's so many ultimates to work with on the side of Crimson as well.
Yeah, it's all going to be down to Kuro, seeing how he can get off this Transcendence.
Junie taking a little bit of pressure, was trying to go onto there. The bomb from Anarchy catches 2. That is a perfect bomb. I don't even think you need to use the Nano Blade. You can if you want, but I wouldn't recommend it. Primal might get popped here just to keep 3-head alive. Nope, never mind. They didn't want to press Q. Nano Blade is committed to try to finish off the rest of this fight. Okay, pretty worth it.
Yeah, I think that they were far enough through point B. They knew Crimson won't be able to recontest, so it was probably worth using the Nano Boost there, the Nano Blade.
Nano Blade, and I mean they're still sitting on these double DPS ultimates. They just haven't had the opportunity to use them with the bomb and the aggression coming in. Some CE Void doing a good job of keeping Crimson on the back foot. However, now they have the high ground here on third point. Julie just launches a pulse bomb to try to catch something. Doesn't really work out. Amplification Matrix has been used here. Going to catch out the Genji pretty soon. And I think they're still poking up from the high ground. 3-head is just so low. So now the picks are coming in. The DPS are just finally have the room to be able to make the picks.
They're still getting that cart progression though. And then they know the fight's over, but they're able to get out with their lives. Ooh, the Genji just used the blade. It could have been punished there. Crimson had a lot of CC, and that was a great opportunity for Crimson to get a good stagger there. But it was missed.
Almost. And Crimson's still sitting on these double DPS. They just haven't needed to use them so far. I mean, the pick from Shiro is going to make things a heck of a lot harder for CE Void to try to push in here. So once again, they're kind of just going to be waiting on that spawn coming in once again. They have the information due to this Hanzo, and this is one of the best points to have a Hanzo, because you can just have the information, see how many of them are in that room, and kind of know where they're going to be attacking from.
And you can just constantly spam arrows into those chokes, and you know pretty much where they're going to be coming from every time.
Shiro once again getting the pick onto Timsterino. This is going to make it a lot more difficult for 3-head to find value. He's got a lot of players in this small little hallway room, and actually doesn't manage to catch out Kuro, but the pulse bomb from Junie comes in. Definitely gonna save the day a little bit. Mr. Wakey getting 2 there. Unfortunately, Shiro managed to find 3-head as well, but the Genji here is going to finish him off. Finally, Timsterino finds some revenge on that Genji.
Exactly. I think they just need to fight on cart, die. I think as soon as they hit that double pulse bomb, it was game over, and they either back up and regroup.
Yeah, some hero plays needed to come out from CE Void, but good
Hero
thing is that
still
Crimson
hasn't used that dragons yet. They need to be working on pulling full dragoning.
Well, they will now. They're gonna commit it now. It went behind them, so did a little bit to pressure them forward, but Shiro gets caught out with the bomb as a result, so not really the best results for an ultimate that you've been sitting on for like 5 minutes. And now the blade is gonna come out. No nano needed, just the naked blade is good enough to catch the remaining members here, and you're really close to finishing off this third point. I mean, is anybody even going to be able to contest? Yes, it's going to be Shiro on the Tracer, has to recall early. Is it going to be War Chicken on the Wrecking Ball, putting in a little bit of stall as well? Kuro goes down to the
Shiro
blade
gets Nani
from Timster. Yeah, I mean, the nano is popped as well, and Colders goes down as well, but War Chicken, I think that's going to be almost it for his reign of terror. His war path is not going to be continuing today, and just quite just goes to die on the point. Nobody really else. Actually, no, it's going to be Shiro continuing once again, but oh my gosh, there's so much spawn advantage coming in. You almost never see this in Junkertown. It's pretty rare, but these guys are making it work somehow. CE Void just cannot kill off the rest of the members, but the bomb here, I think that's going to do it right there. Bomb plus the pulse bomb. Mr. Wacky somehow manages to get on as well. I don't think he's going to be able to get his Mac. I've called it 100 times. Okay, if Z-Ray had actually managed to contest more, I would have kind of just walked away. But yeah, they finally managed to capture the points in overtime.
We'll just unplug our mics and just walk off.
Oh, 47 seconds. Yeah, I would have just I wouldn't have unplugged my mic because this mic was really expensive. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, something to that standard.
But with 47 seconds left on the timeback, it's not too difficult to full cap on Junkertown. It's definitely possible for Crimson to come back here and get this to go to 3-3.
For sure. You just gotta need some insane plays. Maybe pull out Bunker again. Might work as kind of a double, like a pirate ship composition. Potentially.
Mr. Wacky is on the Roadhog. That's probably what they need.
Oh my gosh. If it's anything like last map, it'll be insane. He'll have a lot less, there's a lot more space for CE Void to kind of run away from him, though, on this first point, so we'll see how that works.
With 2 shields, too, as well. With CE Void playing that double shield bunker comp with a Torbjorn and a Hanzo, there's a lot of spam damage coming into Crimson. And I think that Shiro might have a difficult time on that Farah. It all depends how good Team Sereno is at hitting their shots, and how much Nani is willing to help on that Baptiste.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like they'll definitely be sticking with that pick. The Cole Cassidy out as well. Tim Storino already catches the Quaija out on the Ana, so that's just going to be a dead team fight right there. There's no way that a Mercy can keep up both tanks in terms of like the double bubble composition. They actually commit the res, which is interesting, but you know, maybe they want to get back into the team fight a little bit sooner. Personally, probably wouldn't have done that myself, but you know, well, they're diamond, I'm plat. What can, you know, they're better than me.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. Well, who am I to make a comment about that?
Yeah, who am I? Shiro is going to be catching Coldras on the Brigitte, and it just looks like CE Void is crumbling. They kind of backed up all the way after the turret was lost, and I mean, Crimson just took advantage of that and didn't even really need to try that hard.
I think that was all down to the res on Kai, right?
Yeah,
it let them initiate early. I mean, it kind of worked.
Yeah, it kind of worked. You know what? Good play, Kuro. Good play. But yeah, they will be capturing the first point with very relatively easily. And now...
Yeah, quick time bank. What do they have? 5:15?
5:15 on the time bank. And Nani goes down on the Moira here too. I mean, that's just going to be it for CE Void. They have to once again back up and try not to stagger out, which is going to be really, really hard to do because you don't have a Lucio anymore.
They're just walking forward and taking so much space.
I mean, they can.
Mirai and Shiro coming up to the ultimate.
The
both
pick
come
onto
online
Tim
at the same
Storino
time.
too. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're making so much ground here. And CE Void really haven't had a clean team fight yet.
Yeah, not even. I mean, they had to switch their composition too, so they don't even have any ultimates to work with coming into this next team fight. Well, Crimson, Shiro has the barrage. Gonna be setting up early, maybe gonna be cashing out Junie. Yes, he does manage to get that and manages to get the Cole Cassidy as well.
And he gets out with his life.
Yeah, I didn't even need much support either, and it's just going to be, once again, the rest of the team just collapsing in on them because they don't have any way to challenge these compositions. They're making too many switches, and they don't have any ultimate presence as well.
What is even more worrying is that they have kept this point pretty much without only using one ultimate, and CE Void still don't have any ultimates online. They're halfway to Primal Rage and halfway to Coalescence. And they have a Diva Bomb.
They have 5 minutes on this .3 offense just to work with. This is so much time. CE Void, oh, if he manages to get that direct, I would have been so crazy. Oh, he's so close to it. There's no pressure coming out for Shiro. Against Shiro, I mean.
Interestingly, Mr. Waki's actually putting so many bubbles onto Shiro. Just to let him like keep up the pressure and try and get those directs off.
Thankfully, I think that was a panic bomb coming in from Anarchy to try to make something work, and I mean it did. Two players are caught, and Junie manages to get the pick onto Shiro finally. But look at the ult bank coming in for Crimson here. It is going to be so difficult for CE Void to have to deal with this.
Yeah, all 6 coming online right now, and probably the hardest thing for Crimson is just knowing what to use first.
But that pick is going to help them out a lot. Shiro is down for the count. Z-Ray goes down on the Cole Cassidy. Rez comes in, but not sure if that's going to be good against the Tim Storino with the Deadeye. And they are slowly but surely making their way back into this match.
This is exactly what CE Void needed. They used 3 ultimates and didn't get any value out of any single one. CE Void are back in this, and they can really hold here.
Tim Storino once again putting in the work for his team. He's been kind of the, you know, the go-to player in terms of, you know, making the hero plays and definitely putting in work on both the Tracer and the Cole Cassidy. And now the dive from Warchicken tries to get some value copy from Junie as well. Means that there's 3 monkeys on the field. Bomb gets dove in from Anarchy, and nothing is going to come from it. 2 players get traded out, but Junie has the replica, he has the copy, and he is putting in work on the monkey skills like his main tank brethren in arms.
Yeah, Anarchy coming out with the Diva Bombs and the each 2 of Mr. Waki's grabs. He's playing really, really well throughout the series.
Yeah, for sure. And now it's very even in terms of ult economy. Crimson making the switch over to putting Shiro on the Tracer. They're not going to get much more value off of this Pharah pick, they feel. So they're just going to put all their baskets in on the War Chicken.
They were struggling to get in and getting value on that fire. And I think they also wanted to switch off the Mercy.
Yeah, for sure. But Shiro goes down on the Tracer regardless. The recall isn't enough to save them. And now they're all just kind of pummeled in this little room right here. War Chicken's going to try to get some amount of value, but there's just not much going to be going on here. Nani trying desperately to heal up the rest of his team. Thankfully, they will have the Coalescence to work with as well going into this next team fight.
Yeah, and 3Head's getting a lot of value, pressuring very, very highly and creating those engages for his team.
Yeah, I guess we know why they were subbed in to play the Winston on this map for sure. They're putting in a lot of work against War Chicken, who's been a force of nature this entire match. Will there be enough to finally end Crimson's reign of terror? I'm not sure. Tim Storino once again has the Deadeye. They've found so much value off of it. War Chicken gets the nano applied to them. They're going to be able to go in with the primal as well. No worries. Tim Storino manages to find War Chicken on the flank. He was just not checking that angle. Shiro was trying desperately to contest, but unfortunately War Chicken still goes down, and the flash just to finish things off. The rally is popped as well from Kuro, but they're going to go down really soon, and things are just falling apart for Crimson, who has such a spectacular lead at the start of this point.
Yeah, I think Crimson should just take 5 seconds just to regroup and like think about what they want to do and how they're engaging into this fight. Think about why they're losing each team fight, because they're losing the same one each way. They keep diving in too aggressively and getting punished.
Yeah, War Chicken
either by an
once
ultimate
again,
or by an outplay.
War Chicken once again diving to the same exact path. I think it's just, at this point, it's just stubbornness. They just need to make this work. It's the only thing that they have going for them. Crimson with the double DPS ultimates, hopefully to catch somebody out with the Deadeye here, but Z-Ray, I don't know if they're in a position to really gang up on them. Copy from Juni onto the D.Va, trying to get that D.Va bomb going on, fully in the back line, gets slept, doesn't really have much ultimate charge so far, and Z-Ray's just pushing the cart, doing the dirty work that nobody else wants to do, and now here, the Copy gets taken off of Juni. They're going to be taken out of duplicate mode. Z-Ray finally gets some kind of pick onto Nani, but unfortunately, I mean, the picks are there for CE Void as well. Trades going back and forth. War Chicken is so low. I mean, Kuro's trying desperately to give him rally armor. Like, get back here, monkey. What are you doing? Let me heal you. But unfortunately, it's gonna be enough for War Chicken to pop that primal with minimal healing, and now D-Mech onto Anarchy. This is the best chance for Crimson to finally finish this map in overtime. It is desperation mode. All of their players are coming back from spawn, but CE Void has spawn advantage. Juni swapping over to the Bastion. I'm not sure what that's going to be able to do, but the Doomfist from Tim Storino is unfortunately not going to be able to get much value either. And now, fortunately, Crimson, after bashing their head against the wall for the better part of 5 minutes, finally have finished the map.
Yeah, that was definitely rough to watch. Crimson were really struggling to push in and take that initial engage onto the third point. I think it was mainly down to the support they were giving their monkey on the dive. War Chicken was playing very aggressively without much support, only from the Ana, and because the Mercy was having to pocket the Pharah to engage and try and get in, to use their ultimate and to get value. I don't think enough resources were being put into the monkey.
Yeah, especially when you're going up against a monkey that has a Moira who's, you know, supplying them with coalescence, and Tim Storino for the most part has the positioning to kind of put pressure on the people who are trying to give War Chicken a lot of support. Yeah, it was just an unfortunate set of circumstances that Crimson finally found a way to overcome, but now they are at the 47-second time deficit. Looks like they're going to be going with a very forward style, dive rush, trying to hold them at the spawn door. This is a very common strategy to try to just ache away the time, you know what I mean? Actually, they're actually going to be waiting a little bit. But I mean, they have to know that something's up, right?
Yeah, they'll know.
I don't know, but oh my gosh, it kind of works. Shiro on the Widowmaker, though, managing to hold, bring the team back just a little bit. Will be pressured out, but I mean, they could always just go back into spawn. No worries for them whatsoever. And now Crimson with the hold, it's not going to work out as well. I mean, sorry, no. CE Void with the hold is going to be able to get the picks necessary, but the spawn advantage coming in for Crimson is going to be enough to where they can continue to move this cart forward a little bit.
I think if you're Crimson, I think you take that. I think you've got enough cart progression, and CE Void are coming into this next fight with a disadvantage. They don't have their D.Va mech.
Yeah, they don't have the D.Va. I mean, they get staggered out as well, and even with the Primal coming in from 3-head, Tim Sereno goes down, isn't able to get any value off of the Pulse Bomb, but 3-heads putting in a lot of work with this Primal, booping some people off the edge, getting some kills. The Primal Blade is here for them. The War Chick is going to be copying a Primal of their own, and along with this bomb, it could be massive. Does manage to catch out Cold Grizz and could potentially knock Junie off the side before they manage to get that Reaper ultimate online. Unfortunately, too much pressure is on them. They have to stay within the bubble that they created for themselves, their own little safe space, and Junie is just getting bullied right now, isn't able to put any work, and they actually managed to get the defenders or the attackers off of the point with some great work coming in for Anarchy here. But that was some impressive stuff coming out from that one dude. Who is it? Who is it that got that? Yeah, it was Tim Storino, right?
Tim Storino. Yeah. I think that Junie and Tim Storino are both having very, very good games, and Junie wasn't really being unpunished on that. Wasn't being punished on that Reaper. Just like walking into the backline and just 2 or 3 tapping the Ana. He missed the shot, and the Ana was just like, oh, I don't know what was going. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but, sure. It was 3-head actually. Now that I remember, it was 3-head that got a bunch of those opening picks on that last team fight where his team was kind of down and out already. But we will be seeing them potentially returning with the dive. Crimson is going to be going with a rush composition with the Reinhardt, which is something you don't see a whole lot on this first point. They're probably going to do like a spawn door rush as well.
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting to see they CE Void were on the Genji and Ana, and if they only need one fight here, that might be a good idea. But they're deciding to play more of a rush comp that they have been playing the rest of the time throughout the series, and they have been playing well.
Yeah, so they're gonna rush onto the spawn door. It is gonna be the rush Winston style with Yusumura for CE Void, but 3-head just gets pelted. Almost no support for them, unfortunately, but Z-Ray does go down.
Yeah, no, they just need to stay on card as long as they can and just die together and then take a second fight.
Shiro manages to catch Tim Sereno. That's a good pick if you want to continue holding on to this point. And, I mean, the damage is there. 3-head actually has to try to dive to Kwaija, I assume. That's what I assume they were trying to go for. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work, and now they're stuck once again in spawn. 47 seconds have been wasted.
Yeah, having to walk back into spawn. This is pretty much just an even fight now. And Crimson have an ultimate advantage coming up to a Blizzard and a D.Va bomb. And Kai's window too, which means it won't be able to walk out.
They actually switched over to the pharmacy here to try to put some pressure onto Z-Ray and Shiro, but unfortunately not enough. It's going to be very slow for them, and at this point it's just a matter of who's going to out-sustain the other. The bomb coming in to try to get the Pharah out of the sky doesn't manage to get them out just yet. The Coalescence is also going to be there. This might be CE Void's time to shine, but Shiro manages to get the pick onto Nani. Nani?
Oh my god. And War Chicken has still got their shadow.
13 seconds left. There's 13 seconds left and the card has not moved 1 inch. You need to
Tim Sereno is going to have a hard time getting out against this High Noon.
Oh, the May wall. Is that going to be it? No. There's no way that's going to be it. There's no way that's going to be it. Okay, somebody managed to touch. The Primal is committed. But Z-Ray with the Deadeye is going to catch the Pharah. That is going to be so much pressure taken off of Crimson. They got so much to work with now. Wackyu does go down with the D-Mech, unfortunately, but War Chicken is on a war path. He's taken his team to home field, set, point, touchdown, goal, whatever the heck you want to call it. It is
Ooh.
Crimson's match to take 3-0. There were some close maps in there, but ultimately Crimson was the better team.
Yeah, I think that was slightly unlucky for CE Void. I think the scoreline really represents how the game went.
For sure.
It was good overall. As a neutral, it was a fun game to watch, especially this last map on Junkertown.
Oh, for sure. Some kind of nice little plays coming out from Coldress there. We haven't really been giving them that much attention, but they were pretty good as well. But yeah, that is going to be it. Crimson is going to go up 4-3 for their group stage, which means that they have a pretty comfortable shot and making it into the playoffs. And I believe that CE Void still has somewhat of a chance if they win their next match as well.
I believe so.
If they manage to go 4-3 as well. Let's go ahead and look over at some quick stats real quick. One last stat line to show you guys. This is going to be Quaija on the Baptiste on Junkertown. Here you can see they put in a lot of time on Quaija on the Baptiste because obviously they were playing a lot of that kind of bunkerish and then rush at the end as well. But I mean, yeah, putting in the work. What do you think?
Yeah, I think honestly they played really well throughout the whole series. And I don't know. I don't know what I expected with the flex port coming in, but I think both teams did really, really well in all departments. And the game was really, really close. But I think that overall, I think that Crimson's tempo and aggressiveness just kind of won them the game overall. And I think that leads from War Chicken just being super aggro on the tank. Sometimes it lost some fights, such as on King's Row, but overall, I think that's what you need to win the games.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when playing Rush.
I feel like all of the members on this team had some sort of impact. Obviously, War Chicken on that main tank, Quaija putting in support on the flex roles. Kuro was not a bad Lucio or Mercy whatsoever. Z-Ray and Shiro both putting in a significant amount of work on their roles. And Mr. Wake You with the sleeper Roadhog pick, obviously. That would probably be my player of the match right here. I mean, just the Roadhog in general was just...
It was fun to watch.
Very fun to watch. But yeah, that is going to be it for this little broadcast section of GG EU section, but we do have our North American brethren to cast later today. It's not going to be us two, unfortunately. They're going to get real casters to actually do this, unlike the fake caster you see right here. This guy's legit, though. You can trust him. He's got a pretty good head on his shoulders, I would say. Thank you for coming on, Myth. It was kind of a last minute thing that you had to do. How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, it was fine. I haven't casted in
Jesus Christ. I don't know if the broadcast heard that, but you turned into a robot a little bit.
Oh no.
I
haven't casted in like, I don't know, half a year, and it's fun. Oh no.
Well, I think that's a good note to end it off for now. Yeah, that's somehow that was the perfect way to end it off. This section of GG EU. We will be seeing you later tonight for North America and on Sunday for both EU and North America. But I'm Rudy. That's Myth. Any last words to send it off on, Myth?
Yeah, I'm a robot.
You're a robot. All right, we are robots. We'll see you guys later.
Healing is coming out from them. And then the Ana goes down after that, and it was just quick cleanup. Resignations and Witty really clutching out in the DPS department for SM, and they've got first capture crossing 15%. Ultimate's coming up online already. You're going to have Deadeye, and look, we've got Grab Dragons available for that test.
Oh, they're going to waste no time in committing it. The Graviton comes out. It was there, but it's not going to get any...
So excited. Thank you so much, Sidebjorn. Living up to the... Oh, beautiful strats from More Esports. They're going to go ahead and teleport directly onto the point, so they will be meeting them tantamount.
Nothing to try and eat it with, nothing to stave it off, no support ultimates. They've got a shatter. It might just have to be put in to keep the Bastion ult, but they don't care about this Bastion ult. They've got a Baptiste!
Oh, man, This is just nutty right now.
It's not something that you want to push in on, but it's going to be the bomb and the charges to Mansion Pixel at 3! All of the 3 that you want, the Reinhardt, both of the supports, and this is the fight done already. Frost Dragon
comes.
It does pull out the Transcendence, but the anti-mid gets...
Here comes back on the Doomfist. Not half the pilot EMP critically. Starjummer has the Deadeye. No half this time around. Starjummer gonna clean up the fight. Get 3. Get the electric cowboy for dancing effect.
This might be the best map for that in all of Overwatch as we see the hook shot and
Bane with the silk thread shot. Show it off.
Isn't gonna work really well against the Ghost Confar as fine the people or you're not gonna get through this.
I love watching teams that I haven't seen play before play. It's always thrilling.
Round 1.
It really is. It's wild cards. It's something you don't get to see at the higher levels. Everybody's at least been seen usually at lower level matches. So this is always a fun experience.